All right, we're here now. Happy end of 2025. I'm not sure if anyone's pouring in yet, but it's been a minute. I haven't posted any videos since I think the analog 3D one, but I thought today we could just kind of hang out here and just chat. I mean, lots of stuff happened here on the channel today. Hey, thanks for that. Yeah, the Project Rub video, that was I think that was earlier this year. That game was super cool. The well, I think I played the first one a lot more than the second one, Rub Rabbits, but those games were like really interesting. Was that the only one that you saw? Uh, Hell Nester? I am glad you liked that video. That one was um, something that I wanted to do for a while, actually. Like because that game is just so visually just like I just want to know what that's about, you know. So I'm glad you liked it. I don't really know. Oh, oh yeah. Um, I assume you mean the Oz one. That one, yeah. It's found a life of its own. Like the that Wizard of Oz video is by far the most popular video I have on the channel, and everyone's just checking it out. Howdy, your vid on Automodelista got me super into the soundtrack. The Oz game also slaps. Yeah, that one was a surprise too. Automodelista was really cool to play. Um, because I'd heard about it for a long time. That one, and just the graphic design of it seemed really cool. Um, it totally does. Yeah, the design is very Kid Icarus. Um, I gotta play Kid Icarus Uprising. Maybe I'll do a video on that one. But I find that like I try to avoid like is that mainstream? I don't know mainstream, but like I try to like cover more weird stuff that people don't know about. But Kid Icarus is definitely on the list. I was thinking of doing a video at some point about um like Sakurai's games in general. I just picked up Kirby Air Riders. I haven't played it yet. Hey, what's good? Welcome in, Celery Body. I don't know what that emote is. Oh, nail biting? Yeah, it's like a B list kind of game. Happy holidays. Just wanted to say thank you for all the chill content you provided. Appreciate your take. Thank you, man. Christopher Foss music. I I I'm glad that people can appreciate less noisy gaming content. That's my goal. Just try not to be like loud. Kid Icarus is cool though. You know what? It's definitely on the list. I own it. It's like on the shelf over there. I just haven't played it. Yeah, the controls. I need the little stand thing. I don't have the plastic stand. I don't know if that actually helped, but that was the thing I think they bundled it with it originally. My copy doesn't have it, but I got it used, so I don't know. Okay. I still need to play Prime Hunters. I just finished Prime 4. Uh what's been your favorite game you played this year? 606 Pike County. My favorite game I played this year, I don't know. It's talking exclusively new games. I'm not sure. In terms of older things, I'd probably have to just open my channel and see. I really fell in love with the Knights games. Um, that was a big one for me this year. Was um, Then like the first Nights on Saturn was super fun to play. Got my coffee here. Oh, Fragile Dreams. Oh my God, that one was so good too. That one really like blew me away with the story because I thought it was just going to be like a kind of visually interesting, um, Silent Hilly flashlight game. But Fragile Dreams was so cool. I did a super long video on that one this year and didn't perform as much as I'd like it to, but what can you do? Um, if you haven't seen that one, whoever's here, watch the Fragile Dreams video because that one's like an hour long. Oh, really? I didn't know that the twin stick. I guess new 3DS. It's probably not a big deal then, though. Fragile Dreams ready to play? That's super good. Hey, it was good, Matt. Um, yeah, Meteos. I picked up Meteos at a I was at a game expo recently, and I got that one. Um, Still haven't played it either, but it's part of that list of Sakurai games that I'm dying to check out. I gotta I just gotta do it. I don't know. I guess because Sakurai already did all those videos about his work, I find it kind of weird to be like reviewing his games and like because I wanted to sort of go through them and like chart the progress fighting for my life at Stadium. Lots of Overwatch. I don't know if there's any Overwatch players in here, but I play a lot of Overwatch. I am curious though if the twin stick on new 3DS if that's fixed for Kid Icarus because I'd probably play it on a new 3DS. Um, I don't have the twin stick thing. I think they only ever made that for the original 3DS, which I have, but I don't really use my old one anymore. It's more just kept for safekeeping. Still play, but not as much as I used to. Enjoyed Overwatch 2 Christmas event. Oh yeah, yeah. I had fun. I had fun with the event. I think I've already played so much prop hunt that I'm already like I need a break. But yeah, it's been doing good. Overwatch 2 is weirdly in a good spot, and as a fan of the original, like playing since day one, it's been nice. They gotta port Kid Icarus eventually. I don't know if it'll look that great, but I don't know why there aren't more 3DS ports to Switch. Like we just got Luigi's Mansion 2, and I don't think there's anything else, but I would have loved to see Ocarina and Majora 3D. I know people have their problems with it, but I like those versions and I'd like to have them available. Um, yeah, I assume that the nub works for all twin stick games. Playing Majora's Mask with the nub is interesting because it controls the camera. Um, Playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Oh, sweet. You know what? I got that game a few years ago and on Switch, and they sent me a like Amazon or whatever sent me a European copy, and I just like I couldn't do it. My collection, I had to give it back, and I never got my own English North American copy. Um, but it does look cool. I still haven't even finished Symphony of the Night though. I feel like how am I gonna play Bloodstained before I finish Symphony of the Night? Yeah, the 3DS Kirby games are so good. The Metroid 2 remake, like all that stuff. It might not like carry as well, but you run it in 1080p, it'll look good enough. No way. That's really funny. Sakurai, I don't think he's gonna hold up for the 25 years, but I would hope that he's retired by then. That dude needs a break. Link Between Worlds. There's so many good 3DS games. I have a pretty big 3DS collection, but I haven't played maybe a third or so of them because I got them after the Switch was out, and I just didn't get around to it. I got like Radiant Historia. I hear really good things about, um, and I would been meaning to check that out. Link Between the Worlds is fantastic. I have good. I think I never went back to it, but I did remember thinking like it was super like smart. I loved all the wall mechanic stuff because it was just fun to play around with, and it would always do like some cool, interesting thing with it. Yeah, what are your guys' favorite games this year? I feel like I'm interested in what people have been playing, good like old or new. This year has been pretty great for new games apparently, but I haven't played too many of them. Uh, Never got around to 3DS as much as I wanted to. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've been pretty much my whole life like 50-50 with handheld, and maybe at some points more handheld than otherwise. Um, because I had like originally I had a PC, like an old gaming PC, not old, and like this is like early 2000s. I had PC games, and then I had like a Game Boy, um, and then the consoles here and there. But but I think I spent a lot of time on handhelds up until maybe 3DS, and then Switch was Switch doesn't really. Where do you where do you qualify that? Outer Worlds on Switch. I don't know if I could do that 2 minute. My cell phone Switch. Hey, but you know what? That laptop will play all the cool indie stuff, and Switch can carry it the rest. Grim Fandango, my favorite game this year. I was at a thrift store and I picked up not Grim Fandango, but one of the other um like point and clicks from around that time. Um Grim Fandango always looks so cool. Did you play the re-release? I assume you played like the new version on, I don't know if it's on console, but finally got around to classic Resi games. They're so good. Open RCT2, same vote as you. Dude, I might honestly play some Roller Coaster Tycoon later today. Like I have just constantly been playing that on Switch ever since I did that video. And it's like so easy to just play for 3 hours, finish a level. Um Classic Resident Evil, I want to play. I played a Crow Country recently, which was super good. That's like inspired by classic Resident Evil, but I've never like finished any of the like tank controls. It is so good, man. Went back to the original Darksiders games this year. Really enjoyed it. Probably 80% of my games were old this year. Yeah, well, I mean, I do this channel, so playing retro games has eaten up a lot of my like normal gaming time. Not that I'm complaining about it though. I've been really enjoying finding new stuff and sharing it here too. Um, Darksiders always interesting to me. It always felt like edgy Zelda, right? That's sort of the idea. New Dynasty Wars Origin, Digimon Story. I've heard so many good things about those Digimon Story games, the new ones, and I haven't even got around to. Oh, and Claire Obscure. Oh my god, so many good games that I don't have the time, especially RPGs. I can't do it sometimes. Crow Country was awesome, man. Like the um if you like survival horror, Crow Country is super cool. It's super puzzle focused though. Like I played on normal, and I didn't find the all right, man, take care. Do your groceries, get those chores done. It's all good. Um Crow Country is yeah, very puzzly though. Like I found it the combat wasn't that important. Not that it's that important in the old Resident Evils either, but there were some puzzles in Crow Country though. I have no idea what I was doing. I just gave up because there's a lot of like secrets. Um I don't think I unlocked half of the like secrets. The Yeah. I won't spoil it. Haha, Prime 4. I did play Mario Kart World. I got a Switch day one. I didn't play Donkey Kong, and I just got Kirby. Um, yeah, welcome in, dude. It's cool to see people from comments. I always see like I can recognize Ganondorf from comment sections and stuff. Welcome in, man. It's the end of the year. Let's have a chat. You know, hang out, talk games. Um, yeah, Hey, Prime Four. You know what? I liked it for what it is. Um, oh yeah, I agree about that. The traps were kind of annoying. Um, Claire Sphere's on the backlog. I feel like yeah, I need to play Donkey Kong at some point, Matt. Um, I will get around to it eventually. You think I'll like it more than Odyssey though? I mean, I had problems with the moons. I think that was my biggest thing with Odyssey. I loved like the just levels in Odyssey, but I think that's just how I'm wired. I've been building up my original Xbox collection, so a lot of Tony Hawk's Underground this year. Nice, as well as some of the weirder exclusives for that console. I love that era of snowboarding games. I might be playing some SSX3. It's literally on the TV right here. um, OG Xbox SSX3 runs on Series X. I have it on Series S right now, digital too. I just put that on Switch, please. Put on the GameCube Online, please. OG Xbox has some cool stuff. It's and it's also very like cheap, you know, like you can get a lot of cool OG Xbox stuff for like $10, you know. Atelier Yumiya has been fun. I think I'm saying that right. Not a big shooter person, but I've been liking the new Battlefield too. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Battlefield and also Yumiya. I heard it doesn't run the best on Switch, but yeah. I am an Ontario guy. I've been tracked. Oh no. You could tell, I think. If you're from Canada, I think you could tell when YouTubers are Canadian. um, Also really excited for Neo 3 early next year. I haven't played many Souls likes. The only Souls like I ever finished was Tunic. I don't know if that counts. Um, I don't know if I would hate them. Like I don't have any problem with Souls likes. I just think there are too many of them right now. That's all. I want to play more OG Xbox games. Yeah. I have a very small collection of OG Xbox games. Um, but most of them are just stuff that I've already covered on the channel, like Half-Life 2 on Xbox and Panzer Dragoon. Oh, did I not? I don't know if I did a video on Panzer Dragoon Orta. That game is so hard. I couldn't beat it on normal. I had to go on easy. I do. I do need more OG Xbox in my life. I want to do a Jet Set Radio Future video eventually. But I think my like Jet Set Dreamcast video, it wasn't the biggest deal, so it's kind of hard sometimes. I did okay. That's the problem, guys. You know, like I love to talk about lots of other stuff on the channel, but sometimes it's hard to justify if you know, I put a lot of time into my videos. And I hope that shows up, but it can be hard when it doesn't perform. Um, oh, sorry, I need to catch up a little bit. I've been building up some collections on game series I've missed out on growing up, working on building up a collection of Ace Combat in just in time for the new one, right? Picked up Skies of Deception on PSP in the weekend. That's awesome. I hear so many good things about Ace Combat. It sounds like something I would enjoy. Um, is it like more like story focused, or is it just really like you go mission to mission? Um, Tunic OST, that is great. Yeah, I had that running on my Spotify for a long time. Panzer Dragoon Saga earlier this month. I wanted to do a video on that. I saw John Cartwright on GVG did a video on Panzer Dragoon Saga, but I think if I did it, I'd probably really just go through the entire thing. Um, yeah, shoot your game, Rex, anytime. Yeah, finding that middle ground of exactly something that hasn't been talked to death, but also people that are interested in it. And sometimes you get lucky. Like honestly, the Automodelista video I had no idea would do as well as it did. Um, like I just I picked up that game and I was like, let's talk about this game because it looks cool and I want to talk about it, even though I didn't really feel like racing games would do well. But now I'm looking because of Automodelista, I'm gonna look into getting a video out for Racing Lagoon on PS1 because that sounds like just the coolest thing ever. Like it's like a RPG racing game if you haven't heard of it from Square Enix. So are there plans for a Patreon or YouTube membership in 2026? That's a really good question. I I've been thinking about it. It would help a lot, but I feel really like motivated um, to provide something, and I don't feel like I'm capable like the way I am right now to like run a Discord or provide like meaningful benefits. And I don't know. I feel like I want people to have like some value in if they're paying $5 a month or whatever for videos, it's got to be like something consistent and like I was thinking at some point like I used to sell like art. I did illustration in school, and I was thinking of like what if I could give like us like every month you get a special sticker or something. I don't know, like I would ship it in the mail if you lived in the North America at least. um yeah, that's the thing, right? Even with like I would appreciate that support. I guess the way I see it is like YouTube right now, um I don't want to it's a really tough question of like, do you monetize the heck out of your YouTube channel? And like that feels wrong when I don't feel like I can be there 100% full time. Like this is a part-time job of a part-time job for me, despite how much time I put into it. So it is an interesting question. I'm probably gonna look into it. Um, I have an Instagram linked in my link tree. I haven't. I mean, it's mostly cartoons and stuff. I'm not going to pretend that I'm the greatest artist ever. Um, but if you're interested, follow the Instagram. I barely post anymore because I spend more time making YouTube than doing art these days. Um, yeah, I just trying to be honest with people, right? Like it's a hard line to walk because you want to provide something to the Patreon that isn't at the cost exactly of the main YouTube content. I wouldn't want to restrict content. I feel like that's kind of I'm not producing enough of it to warrant limiting it. It's like, what's the point of making exclusive content for people that um, realistically it would be all it would be the content at that point. Um, yeah, check out the Instagram. I haven't I don't know when the last time I have an art store. I sell like stickers and stuff on Redbubble. I don't know if anyone that's watched my videos has bought stuff on the Redbubble, but I sell stickers sometimes there. It's cute. It's fun. Um, yeah, exactly. Like, and also when YouTube like recommends you stuff and it says this is members only, and it's like a recommendation. It's like, what does this mean? I appreciate that you like my style. Thank you. It's very dorky, but we have fun. Um, there are, yeah. I just want to be honest with people. That's all. I try my best. Um, It is mission to mission. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on some of the older messages here. I do have a PS2 and Ace Combat 4 and 5. Okay. Racing Lagoon does seem awesome. I want to check it out. I've never heard of Car Battler Joe though. Let me look that one up. The store has Wi-Fi. Let's go. Welcome back. Oh, is this a Game Boy game? Oh, cool. Okay. So this is also like a maybe an RPG kind of racing game. This reminds me of like the Beyblade games for some reason. Air Force Delta on PS2. See, PS2 has so many of these cool games. That's ridiculous. Also on Dreamcasts, maybe, or canceled Dreamcast game. That does seem cool. YouTube recommends, yeah, like YouTube recommending members content when you're not a member is weird. And I watched a video recently about just like because I think my YouTube is very focused on my YouTube is very like focused on long form content, and I try to avoid shorts. Sometimes you just end up there. And I don't watch too many live streams. I'll hop in and out. But someone was showing, and it's like when you're on YouTube now, like 25% of what you're seeing recommended to you is actual long form videos. So yeah, that's tough. Air Force Delta is like Ace Combat with anime art style and a bizarre story. Okay. I don't know. I'd probably start with Ace Combat, but yeah, that it does seem cool. Like I just googled it. Um yeah, I think well I sorry, I'm just trying to catch up here. Um Voting for videos and stuff I think is actually pretty good, but I can just do that with the community posts. Like I've been doing that pretty often, trying to like gauge people's feelings on stuff, and it actually worked out. I like when people voted for the Knights video did pretty good. So I like hearing what people actually want to see, and actually I've realized that people that watch the videos right when it comes out means that it'll carry on from there. The shorts are nice. I think personally, I wasn't aware a few of your videos were out until I saw the shorts. Never saw the full videos in the sub feed. Yeah, that's a whole other problem, man. Like the sub feed just doesn't work anymore. I think if a video is deemed like not as popular, it just is like forget it. I'm not gonna bother showing it to people. Um, Thousand Resist or Look Outside. I haven't heard of either of these, but I'm gonna look that up. Oh, is this like a RPG? Looks kind of cool, like the visual style. I don't know where I saw this. I've seen this main art for I don't know how to say it. 1000X resist, 1000 resist. That does look cool. Look outside, however. Let's see. I've never heard of this. This looks cool. Very, very indie. Super indie. I want to talk about more indie stuff too, but I indie is like 1000 times resist. Oh, I see. Um, yeah, like real indie stuff. I'd love to spread the word on. I've gotten a few people. Maybe he did bring it up. I've gotten a few people like reaching out to talk about indie projects they're working on for me with the channel, but it is like a time investment to make content about indies, and that might not pan out, especially if it's not sponsored. And I don't even take sponsorships right now. Um, I've been offered, like not monetary sponsorships, but like, oh, like we'll give you stuff. I don't really. I got enough stuff, man. I don't need stuff. um, Yeah, I'm excited for RE9. You know what? I played half of RE7 and liked it. I didn't touch 8, but I do really like the remakes. Like I played 2, 3. Um, I'm kind of like spotty with my Resident Evil. Um, I'm excited for people to play it. I think it's gonna be good, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it right away because I I really want to finish RE4 because that's been sitting on my shelf for so long. uh, it's a narrative game, gives off everything everywhere all at once, meets sci-fi madness is the best way to put it. That's already sci-fi madness. Cool, cool. Still need to finish the DLC for RE4. Oh, okay. Yeah, like Resident Evil, I feel like kind of they're shorter games. They're not really going anywhere. I'm never like desperate to play the next Resident Evil. That's just me. Um, but I am looking forward to eventually playing them. I like to hop in on maybe I'll try to promise myself to play one Resident Evil a year at least. Because when I got my Series X, I was like Resident Evil 2 played that fully, Resident Evil 3 played that, and then I just like okay I need a break, and I just never went back. Um, Despite getting 4 like locked and loaded. I don't know if anyone even has Series X these days. I feel like I use it for streaming more at this point, but what can you do? Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like you do. Oh, nice. Yeah, like I bought it for backwards compatible games. Exactly. Right there you go. Yeah, yeah. I used it for that, and then I I think I pretty much slowed down after playing like a lot of like Orange Box. I replayed that on my Series X. Yeah, yeah. I still use mine. I've been using it for COD because I have some buddies that were like, "You gotta come play Black Ops." It's not. It's COD. I don't know if that's not really. Watch more Twin Peaks on my Series X. Yeah, I've watched a lot of movies on my Series X. So shout out because I don't know. I try to avoid using the smart features on my TV. I don't want those ads, even though the Series X has ads now. So I don't know. Hey, 360 has got some good stuff. Show it some respect. It's not just a big paperweight. Done with Microsoft. Yeah, like I haven't upgraded my PC yet, but now with the prices of things, it's gone crazy and I'm just not gonna bother. I don't know, like I'm afraid I've never used like Linux, and I've always just used Windows, so it feels weird to be like to even consider leaving, but it has gotten so bad. Steam Machine is gonna be like way more expensive than it should be because of the market, I think. Most used console, I still have mine mainly because at this point it's been my most used console. I don't use it as much anymore, but would set up a gaming space without it. Yeah, I'm assuming you mean a 360. Yeah, 360 is good. I mean, I don't have a ton of. You can actually see it right there. My like 5 360 games. Xbox I never really had. I just got it. I got into Xbox stuff pretty late. Just the few things here and there. Steam Deck, yeah. I thought about getting a Steam Deck. I ended up getting a Switch 2, and now I feel like I shouldn't bother with a Steam Deck. My problem is I really like physical games, and I think when physical media just completely is dead, then it'll be time to get a Steam Deck for me. That's when I'll give up and I'll I think about it like I'm gonna go live in the woods. I'm gonna like give up on physical like when physical media is dead, I'm gonna go out in the woods and just play indie games on my Steam Deck for the rest of the time. um yeah, $1,000. That's probably as far as I'll go. you can try making a partition and trying it without removing windows. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. Just keep it in, like run it through Windows for a bit, but Series X, yeah. So that's the thing with Series X. Like it's kind of resourceful. I don't even pay for Game Pass anymore, but I like that it has, it's kind of just there and ready to go for it, mostly if I want to play like 4K kind of third party games. That's sort of where I've used my Series X for. I don't have a PS5, so um at least it's cheaper sometimes to buy the Xbox version of stuff. Game preservation is a big part of this whole channel. I feel like, part of the motivation for me was just like talking about cool old stuff that may or may not be easy to play. Because I'm very like, I get really hung up on the idea of like the correct original experience, and like I do that a lot here. Like I always try to use original hardware when I can, original controllers. um I know a lot of people like to like kind of like upgrade their consoles and stuff, and to a degree I understand that. Like I have a like my Dreamcast has an SD reader, I have an EverDrive, those things. um but I feel like preserving the way it was is really important. And the game industry loves just not doing that. They actually hate game preservation. They're like, the broad game industry is like, we actually want them to expire. Yeah, that was the whole point of the Final Fantasy VII video, was like talking about the original experience. And playing FF7 on a PS1 disc felt like I had it felt like a cleansing my brain a bit. Like it was like, I'm experiencing this the way it's intended. I'm not gonna skip through stuff. I'm not gonna like use save states. Um, oh, nice. Yeah, 240p Resident Evil. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, not everyone can do it. Like you have to emulate like to a degree, right? Um, there's always like, emulation is there for a reason. Mostly, I'm splitting time between new games and old games on it. I'm using it now to either play OG Splinter Cell and RoboCop. Oh, nice. Yeah, that one looked cool. Um, I think right. Well, I mean, right now I played a bit of Space Marine 2. That was pretty cool. I'm not a big Warhammer guy. I just got a code for it. Um, and that was really cool though. I had fun with it. The combat was cool. I just like, I get a little overwhelmed personally on like just online implemented games and stuff like that. I find it's like sometimes some games nowadays just are like, there's too much going on here. I just want to play a game, man. Yeah, I mean, if your console, if you were changing out the parts and stuff, that's different, right? Microsoft had a hold on the market on the 360 that let slip away. Party chat, Xbox Gold, yeah, like Xbox Arcade. Um, the Xbox One was like, I think Phil Spencer said like that was the worst generation to lose, and it's true. Like I as much as Phil Spencer has kind of messed things up at this point, like he wasn't wrong. Like the Xbox One losing when it did was pretty much the end of it, and it's just been downhill ever since. Um, it was a tough call. Like back in the day, I had to choose between a PS3 and a 360. I had a Wii originally, and I got the maybe like 2010, I want to say, and I decided to get a PS3. And for me, part of it was because I grew up on PC, and the idea of paying for online was like blasphemy. So I got a PS3 for that. But um, compromise is frame rate. I really love playing retro games, but at 60 FPS. I'm a little iffy on that one. I think for me, like 60 FPS on an older game, it depends. If it runs badly versus like if it kind of has hiccups here and there. Um It's yeah, man. I hate like why should you pay online? I'm playing Call of Duty on Xbox. I gotta pay like $10 or whatever a month to like play online. It's ridiculous. I already bought the game. Yeah, I haven't played any like decomp recomp stuff like that. Um, Sometimes seeing like Ocarina at 60 FPS is like strange to me, though I don't mind it at like a stable 20. Like I like the analog 3D I got, and I really like that it stabilizes some games. That's good. Do you dabble in other handhelds? The Iron Thor has been looking tempting. It's like a grown-up 2DS. I watch a lot of videos about that stuff. I had an old I can't even remember what it was called. It was like it was one of those sort of handhelds, but it mostly just ran like up to PS1, I want to say. Um Ambernick. I had an old Ambernick. Um that one, I had fun with it, but my problem with those handhelds is I find I have more fun tinkering with them and messing around than I do like actually playing. I remember the Ambernick I was basically using it as a way to just like play old because I was just like playing Terry a lot in Smash Bros at the time. And so I just used it as a way to like play old King of Fighters games. Um, and then so I just like bust out Garo um, on like a bus with my Ambernick, and then that was it. Because I would never commit to anything. I would never commit to like a full playthrough of a game with those 2D sort of or not 2D like those sort of handheld emulators. Um, they're very cool though. Like I think it's just if you have a different sort of mindset about it, it's good. Because with me, it's more like I find when you give me that choice, that plethora of like options, I am I'm done. I'm out. I'm just like, oh, I how could I finish Metroid if I could go play, I don't know, 10 minutes of Sonic Advance 2? Yeah. Um, if I have to pick between a PS3 and an Xbox 360, I'm choosing a Wii. Let's go. I've been getting really into Wii stuff. I'm actually playing a Wii game right now. Apuna. I'm playing Apuna for a next video. That'll be my next like RPG review. But yeah, I'm having some trouble with it. It's a little slow. Um, I respect that. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, however the heck you play your games, I don't care. Like that's sort of the my opinion though. Like at the end of the day, I prefer to play it on original hardware where I can. But I if it's between not playing the game and playing it on emulator, emulate it. Go ahead. Like, you know. Um yeah. The well, with the Wii you can get component pretty cheap and then like convert that. I mostly just use a Wii U. Um I got like a cheap white Wii U that I use to record gameplay through, and it's fine. I know it's not technically the best way to run Wii games through HDMI because it I think it loses some color or something like that. I I haven't really noticed the difference though. The only thing I'd want is for those trap games. Yeah, like bring. I don't understand why. Like, okay, well, I understand why, but I don't like that the game industry just moved away from what do you call it? Like just virtual console stuff, like porting these games. Dude, I've been thinking of getting a retro tank for a year now. Like especially because I do record so much footage. Like retro tank is come on, like it's the way to do it. I want to play Saturn. I've been really thinking of doing more Saturn videos, but I can't. I don't want to do another video with like my terrible like my virtual lawn video. It does not look good. I need to get something better for my Saturn. Um, and I think that retro tank is really the way to go. I don't have SCART here because that's mostly like Europe. So I really need to finish Fragile Dreams so I can finish that video of yours. Last I played, I got finished with Crow. Yeah, so honestly, that's where the game starts getting better. Ganondorf, like the I think from there on, like you start meeting more characters, and there's some really good stuff. And that's the last part with the annoying like sneaking thing. You never have to do that stuff again, which is like a godsend. Because Fragile Dreams, like I don't know why, but that one part is like super buggy and jank, and nothing else like that ever happens after, as far as I remember. Um, yeah, the Wii U is fine for HDMI. It's just like it's not the best way, but you know what can you do? Thoughts on Metroid Fusion? I can't. I don't know if I've ever finished Fusion. Actually, I've gotten through most of it in the past. I have it on GBA. I don't hate it. Like I know some people have like negative opinions on Fusion. I don't love all the dialogue stuff, but I'm also not against it in Metroid. I think like that sort of like I always think like Metroid Prime Samus is like almost a completely different Metroid. Oh, really? You think it's the best one? Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I like Prime more. I'm more of a Prime guy. I love me some GameCube. um 2D Metroid is good. I really liked Dread, Zero Mission. Um I don't think I've even finished Super Metroid though. I think I'm just a little bit too late to the party. Come back to Metroid one sec. I want to see if I missed anything here. Um, yeah, virtual console stuff. I wish they would bring it back. I agree. Like not being able to spend like $10 to just have Golden Sun is ridiculous. Um, felt like breaking something. I don't know, Crow or anything. Yeah, the crow sneaking thing. You just have to like. I looked it up. I looked it up. I tried for like an hour. I didn't know. Um, You know what? That's the thing. Okay, with Fusion, if it's your first one, it's gonna be your favorite. Like that's like every like Zelda. I'm like that. Like my favorite Zeldas are the ones I played growing up. Like I have a lot of nostalgia for Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask. Um, because those are like the two like big ones for me, if that makes sense. Ocarina, of course. Um, oh, what? Live chat? I don't know. Oh, all messages are visible. Oh, welcome to live chat. That's crazy. See, I used years ago during pandemic, I streamed on Twitch a little bit, and I'm so out of it that I don't even know how to do it. I'm glad it even worked right now. Good call, thank you. Um, so Prime 4, I actually liked it more than some people did. I've noticed a lot of hate toward Prime 4. Um, I don't know. I think if you liked Prime 3, you'll like Prime 4. Um, because Prime 4 felt like Skyward Sword of Metroid for me. Like it's got the big open center area that connects to distinct like locations, and you go back and forth between those locations to do stuff. Like Prime 4 just feels like, and there's a bunch of characters that tell you to do what to do too much. Um, yeah, so I felt like Prime 4 was truly the Skyward Sword of Metroid. Um, I have not tried Pandora's Tower. It's on the list. Same with Last Story. They're high priority for Wii games. I just don't know if I'm going to talk about them yet. Sometimes I feel like I need to test things like that first. Like sometimes when I get a game for an idea for a video, I'll kind of play it for like an hour and like get the vibe, and then like there's been some games, not many, very few, but some games where I get the vibe and I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. Um, but I they do look cool, and I would love to talk about more RPGs. I just don't like. I'm kind of afraid of this becoming an RPG channel. As much as I love JRPGs and RPGs in general, I like a lot of games. Like I like racing games. I like shooters. I like platformers. I like you know like extreme sports games like Tony Hawk. I like RTS. Um, I like RTS like Blizzard, StarCraft, Warcraft 3. I would love to do a video about Warcraft 3, but nobody's going to watch it because like my demographic probably doesn't care, and or at least YouTube decided my demographic doesn't care. Minish Cap is really cool. I think that's a very underrated Zelda game. Okay. Wind Waker is my first Zelda, also my favorite. I like Wind Waker, but I don't know why I'm not. Even though it was like the perfect timing, I'm more nostalgic for Twilight Princess. Probably, I made a video about the Twilight Princess like hype cycle, and I think that's why I'm so nostalgic for that one. Um, Thanks for always making such cool videos. It always confuses me why you haven't got 10 times the subscribers. I mean, whatever. I thank you so much. I just I don't want to pretend that I like retro gaming is bigger than it is. Um I think it's a niche, you know. We're in this cool little niche of like retro gaming and stuff like that, and so I'm very grateful for what I have. Like we made 30K this year. I was so excited to reach 30K before the end of the year. That's awesome. Like um Fire Prince is probably my favorite, but I haven't played a Zelda game I didn't like. Exactly, right? Like I don't think I dislike any Zelda game, but it's more like what vibe do you like? Um, I understand why people can enjoy Prime 4. For me, I felt utterly defeated playing it. I know. It's the wait too, right? Like it's you waited so long. You want it to be like just as good as how you felt playing the other ones, but I get that. I know it's not. I don't think Prime 4 is like um unworthy of criticism. I think it's very much like got a lot of problems. I just liked I think for me, especially with some types of games, like I can really just appreciate like the visual design and like the concept art. Like it's just like the scope of it. Like oh look at how cool this place is and like little details. That stuff I really liked about Prime 4. Um, NPCs though, yeah, go away. Go away. I'm trying to marvel at this beautiful like location you've developed for me, but you won't stop talking. um Catch up. Watching retrospectives, I think you'll love the idea of Pandora's Tower, and it's an action game with stats, so I wouldn't call it an RPG, but I get what you mean. Yeah, I mean, like my favorite RPGs are action RPGs, but Pandora's Tower is still on the list. Like it's definitely like I'm. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just RPGs take a long time, and I also just want to avoid being like such an RPG focused channel. As much as YouTube wants you to fall into niches, I really appreciate like it's like some of you guys are saying like just kind of watch everything, like watch whatever cool thing I get to talk about because um yeah, like it really feels like sometimes YouTube just wants to like really bottleneck you into like you're just gonna talk about anime games or something. Like you're just gonna talk about this. So because even Wizard of Oz and Pengel are RPGs, and so because of that, I think because of those being so successful, despite how obscure they were, it's really just you got to talk about more RPGs, and you know I'd love to, but I also want to talk about Knights and Automodelista and Red Steel 2, like you know that game is so cool. Red Steel 2 is awesome. Like, but you know, nobody cares. I think you just need a good title and thumbnail. That's the thing. I think sometimes I struggle with like marketing my videos. Um, I think like I've had some comments say like, oh, you could improve like things about your thumbnail and whatever, and like I get it, but I also kind of hate this like movement on YouTube where like people just like it's not even the title, like it's not even the subject of the video in the title anymore. Like how far are we like going here? Um, that's the real struggle for me lately. Like how do I like Penjel, people really to this day get mad at me because I called it a Pokemon clone. I will defend myself calling it a Pokemon clone because it is a very much a Pokemon inspired game, and clone is just a cheap way to call it that. Um, I would love to change the title of that video at this point because I get so much angry people. um, Honestly, though, some of my favorite games are games that I first saw and thought, "Wow, that looks like hot trash." Yeah, honestly, right? Some games they don't you can't judge a book by its cover, right? Um, Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, man. Thank you for the I don't even know what there's called, super or something. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Um, and Happy New Year. Honestly, like it's almost 2026. I'm looking forward to covering more cool stuff here. Um, YouTube algo loves to box in creators. Unfortunately, the only new channels I ever get recommended on the regular are the variety creators that try and bang out everything, which sucks. It's super easy to kind of fall into this like I've this last year ever so there was like a I don't know if you guys know about this but there's this big change in the algorithm in August that I think really has affected specifically like gaming YouTube. Just because of one reason or another, I felt like I've noticed viewership on. I don't really talk to other channels. I'm very like private in that way. But I've noticed that other channels have been lowering views, especially in gaming and retro gaming. And I think that it's led me to be like, man, what do I do? Do I continue to make the thing I've been doing and just kind of hold out, or do I like try to do those quick and easy videos? And quick and easy, it can work sometimes, but it doesn't work all the time. And I don't want to be doing something I don't want to do. Like I like the presentation. I like editing little jokes in and stuff like that. Um, and really like the whole point of this channel was to like deep dive on stuff that people don't really talk about. So that's never gonna go away. I might try new things this year. Like I'm gonna mess around with some new ideas, but they're more gonna be like experimental, like essay type stuff, not as much like direct reviews. I have an idea, but I don't want to spoil it. I think it'd be better if it was just like a throw it out there and see what happens. Um, the Radio Buddy trope should have died in the PS3 360 era. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 feels like a 360 game, but like in a good way to me because I think I just like the vibe of that. Um there is a part of me that misses like just fun, simple, linear campaigns. Um Be yourself, a bunch of us will watch whatever you put out. Thank you. That might not help with the algorithm, I realize, but it helps with passion and burnout. YouTube views are just weird in general, just because another content creator makes exclusively RPG videos, but his Baldur's Gate 3 video bombed. It is like thankfully I have a day job. I do this on the side. Like I'm not like if my YouTube doesn't do well for a month, I'm not screwed, like, and that's why I don't want to ask people for like memberships and stuff because I don't feel like that in need, but also I'm afraid of e-begging. Um, on the other hand, though, yeah, like I do have a level of stress about just like, oh my god, like this one's not doing good. Is it gonna pick up? Like, come on, I worked like 50 hours on this. uh Example is Near Gestalt. I remember stumbling on a trailer for it when I did the internet. Thought it looked horrible. Near is cool. I don't have the I guess, or is Gestalt the older, like the American version? Because I have that on PS3, but I haven't played. I played Near Automata, the demo, and I have it on Switch, but I won't add it to the pile. um, Quick and easy doesn't work. You risk losing people who like the stuff you're doing. Exactly, right? Yeah, Christopher. I don't have a Discord. I've been thinking about it. I don't know how to set up any of that stuff. I'm flying in the dark. I I don't I don't know how to set up the Discord with like moderators and stuff. I'm gonna have to look into it sometime. If I do, it'll probably come at the same time that I do a membership thing. But it won't be member exclusive. I probably have a member exclusive channel or something like that. I just don't really use Discord that much. Um, I pretty much just use it to like talk to friends to play Overwatch. So yeah, yeah. Near it's like supposed to be so good, but I just haven't played it. Feels like a 360 game, but I like it. Sums up my enjoyment with RoboCop and Terminator Resistance. Yeah, exactly, right? Like sometimes there's a place for kind of older ideas, just kind of because it's not like the I don't really believe that like older stuff is inherently worse. It's like very subjective. Like um Automata has been on the file since 2017. Honestly. Hearing Shadow Lord anytime just ruins me, same as Flow from FF14. I don't play MMOs. I don't know, but I'm like it's not that like I just don't like grinding. I love RPGs, but I don't like grinding. I'm um not too big on that, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys play a lot of MMOs and stuff? My friend died in the prologue like 4 times, and he had to play through the entire intro again. Yeah. Is so for Metroid, like the way that it is now, like for the people in here that have played Prime 4, do you think that it's like better for them to continue the way they're doing, or do you think like they need to just give it up and move on? Like, because I don't know, like I don't hate the NPCs. I just think they handled it really badly. Like I don't mind talking to normal people and whatever in Metroid. I know like there's like that sort of purist mindset. Oh yeah, the MMOs are very time consuming. I feel that way about every game though, man. Like most games just don't respect your time right now. Or frame. See, Warframe, I hear about it every like Game Awards or whatever. I have no idea what that's about, but it seems to have such a dedicated player base. It's unbelievable. Prime 3 lost the atmosphere that made Prime special, and 4 doubled down on that. Yeah, yeah, I see that. It doesn't like it captures it at like specific moments, like the vibe, but it just doesn't like it doesn't keep it. It doesn't let you sit in it long enough. You know, like that's sort of my feeling on that, like on that sort of atmospheric. Um, yeah, like Dead Space. The I forget exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, I mainly play Warframe because it really is the MMO with the best. Yeah, the developers seem so cool. Anytime I see them talk about it, they seem so passionate and stuff. That is really cool for Warframe. Um, that is also a good point with Prime 4. I didn't even think about that. Uh, I think the way they designed the like the if the desert was just like Hyrule Field size, like Ocarina of Time, Hyrule Field, and there's no bike. You don't need the bike. Doesn't really help. I think it would be a lot better. Um, and then just add like a few trains between areas or something. Um, yeah, because there were some parts where you're like literally just going down a giant shaft, like elevator shaft, and then coming back up. That stuff sucked in Prime 4. Random question: have you played Planet Laika by any chance? I've never heard of that. Is that like an indie game? Oh, it's a PS1 game. Whoa. Let me see. I'm looking it up. I have no idea what this is. I like the vibe though. It's got a cool sci-fi thing going on. Oh, thanks. Biteo. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. Um, and you're welcome for there will be more cool videos coming along. I hope. Thank you so much. Honestly, take care, dude. Planet Laika though, I don't even know what I'm. Is this like a RPG then? I've like, like I never even heard of this, man. Paywalling music. Yeah, that was really dumb, Bobby. Scan as the grass takes longer to scan. Okay, that like that's sorry. I keep going back to Prime. That scan thing. I didn't. Is it actually longer? Because I did notice it was like taking forever for some things. Like I was getting kind of impatient, like scanning every little thing. I don't know if it was just like my brain being rotted or something. Um, I think if they can with Prime, like if they can just recapture the vibe, lower on the NPCs, we'll be fine. But I don't know who Dungeon Chill is, but if they covered that stuff, that sounds cool. I try to avoid like I don't know like if I'm gonna talk about a video, I try to avoid watching anybody else talk about it because I don't want to like change my opinion. The animal crossification of game mechanics. What? This game does look cool, the Leica though. But if you're saying someone else already did a cool video on it, I mean, maybe I'll just wait. Um, Visual novels, I have no problem with. I haven't found one that I've dove deep into and like really gotten into the like like I've never like fallen in love with any visual novel game. Closest was like Digimon Survive. I played like half of it, but I and also 13 Sentinels. I played a lot of that, but I didn't get through it. I just find like I get kind of burnt out on visual novels because I'm usually kind of gameplay first. Um, just like that's sort of my preference with most things. Yeah, Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, I hear great things though. Like I think maybe if I really sat down and tried it, I loved Ghost Trick. I might do a video about Ghost Trick at some point. Um, I don't know that's not technically, but it's like the Ace Attorney devs, I think. Um, Intentionally making something slower for vibes. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a difference, I guess, between making something slow and like living in the sort of atmosphere and making it slow because you want to like make you play longer, like that, like mobile games or something. Um, yeah, it needs to be done well for sure. Like I do understand what you mean, like waiting around literally in time. Like that's kind of I get it. Animal Crossing though, you know, it's kind of the point. Um, I like how you cover PS2 era games. I think are way more unique. Yeah, I there's a PS2 game I got. I don't know anything about it called Tokobot that I was looking into playing. Um, if it's good, might do a video about it. I have it right there. Where'd it go? This one. I don't know. Have any of you heard of this thing? I don't. I just, Tokobot Plus. I just bought it because I thought the cover art looked kind of interesting. It was like $15 at a game show. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video. We'll see. I like that. Just like finding random stuff. That's what happened with Pengel, and I got super lucky just falling into that cool game. Another YouTuber released a retrospective on Planet Like a 6 days, and it popped up on my feed. Guessing it also popped up for other people. Yeah, I mean, I guess it must have just blown up. I think it's like it's cool to see what other people think of the same thing too, right? Like, sorry, this is a Tokobot Plus. It's like a PS2. It seems like it's kind of like Pikmin. Like you control an army of robots to like do stuff. Um, Sometimes I just get these things though. Like I just stumble upon, especially with like PS1 and 2, because I didn't grow up with the consoles. So I get like, whoa, what is this weird random thing? And I'm a real sucker for like 90s, 2000s anime aesthetic, and it's just like, oh, okay, well now I got to find out what this is about. PSP is a huge dark spot for me too. I don't even own a PSP, but there's so much stuff on there. Um, I get what the devs are going for, but crafting hundreds of things one by one. Yeah. Well, okay. Animal Crossing, New Horizons, the new one. I wasn't crazy about it, but I love Animal Crossing, like this series. I every Animal Crossing I probably put at least 100 hours into, but yeah, New Horizons made a lot of confusing choices. It feels like more about like a making cool islands than like living in them, which is kind of not my favorite thing. Um, MGS5 drove me nuts with the timers and waiting for base upgrades. I yeah, I didn't play MGS5, but I didn't know that was a thing. It does have a little Dark Cloud vibe, doesn't it? No, that sucks. You bought a bunch of games and they didn't work. Did they let you return it? Like they gotta at least let you return it, right? What is my favorite console library? Probably GameCube. I have a massive. Okay, I'm not bragging. Um, I have a very large GameCube collection, maybe like 150 at this point. Um, Hey, welcome in, Emilio. GameCube is by far my favorite. You can see it on if honestly, if you go on the channel and organize by consoles, I probably talk about GameCube the most. Um, I have a lot of nostalgia for GameCube. It was like my first console that was like my console. Um, and I just like the vibe. I like all the weird stuff and all the like. It's got Nintendo at their most like we're just gonna do what happen, do what we feel. That feels like really defines the GameCube. Like very experimental, but also still like cutting edge in a lot of ways. Um, if New Horizons didn't come out at the start of the pandemic, I don't think it would have played as. Yeah, I think so too. You didn't get the store name, no. If you go to if you some game stores or music stores or whatever DVD thrift stores, they might have a disc resurfacer that you could ask to get the games resurfaced and try to get them fixed. Um, the game store I work at, we have a disc resurfacer and we do it for people. So maybe they'll help you out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because that sucks if you bought a bunch of games that don't work. Um, Even if you did grow up with those consoles, that era of gaming, much like the current era, had so many unique games. I've never heard of Tokobot. Chameleon Twist? Oh yeah. Maybe it's like Chameleon Twist. It has like a little bridge mechanic. I see. Um Chameleon Twist is also very cool, but I think Nitro Rad did a cool video on that. He has a good channel. I really like that guy's channel. Very inspirational for this one. Um Also weird to remove the mini games from New Leaf instead of reiterating on it, considering how huge the multiplayer aspect was. Yeah, like I don't know, New Horizons. I liked being part of that sort of like zeitgeist cultural moment, but yeah, it's not my favorite. I'm very nostalgic for Wild World on DS. That was like probably the number one for me. I had like my house was paid off like in that game. Like I played so much Wild World on DS. Hey, welcome in. Late to everything? Not that late. GameCube, man, yeah, Monkey Ball 2. I didn't play Monkey Ball on GameCube much, but it is a great game. It's so hard. I'm terrible at those games though. Had some 50-50 luck with games. Recently, I went to play my Arx Fatalis on Xbox. Only ever played it once, and when I went to again, the center of the disc was cracked. That might be your Xbox then at that point. I have Eternal Darkness. I've played a little bit of it, but I want to get into it. It is so cool, but it's very like overly exposed, so I don't know if I would cover it on the channel. But it does look super cool. Maybe if they made like a new Eternal Darkness or something, I would definitely review it. Um, my job was considered essential, so I still had to work. Yeah, I my job was I was working as an art instructor, so I was not essential. Have you tried any of the Department Heaven? Depth Heaven? Gungrir. I've heard of Yggdra Online or Yggdra Union rather. I haven't played it though. Kind of wish I could have gotten experience the feeling. You know what? You didn't miss out. Animal Crossing. At the end of the day, it was just Animal Crossing. You're not changing much by playing it in the pandemic or not. I think it's kind of cool. Like for me, it was mostly just I had some friends that we would get on and do the turnips and stuff. That was fun. But at the end of the day, it's just another Animal Crossing game. What? What is going on, Ganondorf? I guess I mean I live kind of like in the city, so I have no trouble with like deliveries, but that sucks. They had a Kickstarter but failed. Oh yeah, they did, right? For Eternal Darkness. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think for me, GameCube is just like a perfect blend of like nostalgia, my preferences for games. Some of my favorite games are on there. um, and just like I like the quirky kind of vibe of it too. Um, GC reminded me that friend's little brother saved a new game over my TAC 2. No, ah, that sucks. I actually lost my Animal Crossing save. Speaking of losing saves, my New Horizons, my Switch, I played on Switch Lite, and my Switch Lite died, and that game has no file transfer, no cloud backup, so I just lost that save. Like 100 hours of New Horizons was just dead, and I never got it back. I have a hair like I don't know what is going on here. It's just gonna be like that. Um, Luminous. No, I haven't played. I haven't played much PSP at all. PSP is actually I think Tokobot's on PSP from what I looked up. This is like the improved version. PSP is cool. I played the re-release of Crisis Core. That might be the only PSP game I've actually finished. And it wasn't even on PSP. It was the remake. Oh. Is that the hair thing? The anime hair thing? I feel like I've heard that term before. Dissidia is. I love the art in Dissidia. All the like Nomura art is so good. He gave me the safe file for the exclusive co-op mission. Thank you for providing me a friend. Hey, you're welcome, man. No problem. I'm glad you got to get some value out of that because I know it takes a long time to beat that game. StarCraft 64 is a trip. If you guys didn't watch that video, go watch it. It's an older one. Um, Completing it was a struggle, to say the least. Get that guy away from Kingdom Hearts. But he is Kingdom Hearts, right? Like I think Kingdom Hearts wouldn't exist without Nomura. Uh, I played 1 and 2. I didn't finish either, but I'm not. I love Final Fantasy 7. I don't care deeply about Kingdom Hearts. Combat's cool, but I suck at it. Crisis Core was my first PSP game well after it was done. Saw a video on it and went by a game store on the way home. Studies and got lucky enough. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I think the PSP version's pretty different. I've heard, but I might honestly do that stuff of Red Soul. Like I've been thinking of just like getting some way to properly emulate PSP in some way. I know you can actually get those video cables and play it literally off of a PSP. But I've never. Yeah, no problem. I think honestly that last level in StarCraft 64 took me like 3 hours. Like I think the game said it was 2 hours, but because of the frame rate, it was actually like three. It's so long, and like just going through every little area. Um, I don't know if that guy that asked about Blizzard games was here before, but yeah, I did a StarCraft video already. Technically, 64. I love Blizzard, but um, they're questionable these days, right? They're getting better. They're getting better. Hey, what's up? Welcome in. Neo B. I have oh, I have those AV component cables PSP. It's like yeah, it's not hard to find. I think there's component ones. Um, we get them at my store that I work at sometimes, but I just don't. I don't have a PSP to play them with. Um, yeah, like that is Emilio, like the the different versions of Sonic Unleashed. I played the Wii one first, and I've never finished the Xbox one, but I did play it on back compat on Series X. Um, I'd like to get back to it because it runs really good on the back compat version. They're winning players back by collabing. Yeah, it feels like that a bit. Like I think I can only really speak for Overwatch now because I never really got into World of Warcraft, and the RTSs that they did are all dead. So I think Overwatch is doing great with Blizzard, but I don't have any real opinion on. Yeah, once Bobby left, Blizzard was so much better off. Which Fantasy Star is on PSP? I didn't even. I have no experience with Fantasy Star, but it does look cool. I don't even have PSO on GameCube actually. Hacked Vita with the Sharp Scale plugin is definitely the best way to capture PSP. Okay, good to know. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, I had crazy stacks of currency and rare items from winning a bunch of community giveaways, but in a moment of frustration, I restarted my island without transferring my stuff. Ah. Yeah, I think with Animal Crossing games, like if you stop, it's done. Like you're never going back. Like every Animal Crossing I stop playing, I just stop. Then that's it. Um, Wii Sonic Unleashed is cool. I actually really like the gameplay style. Like some of the ideas they had. I don't know if they really carried it on with any other Sonic game. Like the segmented boost and stuff. It was like felt like a race, like a car game, like almost. Um, Sonic Colors on DS is also completely different. Yeah, it has like more wisps, I think, too. Though I haven't played any DS Sonic games. Um, Only experience I've had with those kind of different versions. Games that I've played with different versions, I like completely different versions. I don't know if I've played many, but other than like yeah, Sonic Unleashed is sort of like the number one for that. I want to play PSO on GameCube like co-op, right? Because I think that's a thing. That would be really cool. Analog 3D should help. Actually, High Fuel, the Analog 3D runs StarCraft 64 so good. I did a video about it. Um, and then there's a little footage of me running StarCraft 64 on there, and it's so great. Like it feels like PC level, like amazing. And it looks amazing with the CRT filters. I love WoW, but Blizzard has fallen off. Thoughts on a Warcraft 4? I would buy Warcraft instantly. I The only problem is World of Warcraft's story has progressed so far from where it was in Warcraft 3 that I don't know what Warcraft even is anymore. And like I don't know what I would even want out of a Warcraft 4. I would just want it to be just something to do. Like I think it would have to have some level of console control. Um like I guess they already kind of had the heroes as like a main part of 3, but um I think RTSs are just a hard sell these days, which sucks. I would love a StarCraft 3 even. Just a new StarCraft would be so cool. New StarCraft anything would be cool, man. Oh, okay. PSO games on PSP. Gotcha. Yeah, Sonic Generations was on like was a sequel to Unleashed, but it was a sequel to Unleashed on 360. Like the Wii one had its own kind of thing. It was similar, but it felt like more it felt rigid, but in like a way I kind of liked for the Wii version. Like I liked when in the Sonic Unleashed on Wii when you dashed into a dash panel, it would like make you do like a ball move, like it would like put you in a straight line. I don't know, it's just different. I liked it. But again, that was just the one I had, so I got used to it. I guess like PS3 era was definitely the point of like everything being different on different platforms. Like we had like two levels of power with like Wii, PS2, Xbox, and PS3. PSO on GameCube is expensive. I believe the Plus version, that was the only way to patch games quick. Yeah, so yeah, there's like the blue cover and the white cover for PSO, but I'm not sure. Um, I don't know when if I've seen the Plus one around anytime. Warcraft would have to be completely new. Yeah, I think Warcraft 3 for me is like a very like it's very nostalgic, and I didn't even really mess around like with BattleNet and stuff back then. I just like when I was growing up I had this like Chinese spoof, like is that the word, like copy of like pirated copy of Warcraft 3, but all the dialogue was in English. So I played all the campaign over and over in Warcraft 3. And I didn't even play Frozen Throne until much later, when I got like a North American copy. I love Sonic Advance 2. Um, like your only experience was with Sonic on the Advance games. Advance 2, I think, is my favorite, like one of my favorite 2D Sonic games. I find it so easy to replay. I love the trick system in that one. Advance 2 felt like a really like good adaptation of Sonic Adventure in 2D, whereas like the Rush games were more like the boost formula and stuff. Um, the soundtracks are awesome. Yeah, I can hear the Sonic Advance 2 soundtrack in my head. Even the 3-2-1, I can like hear it in my head. Crazy how that works. One thing I hate nowadays is when the Switch version of older game has new features not backported to the game on PC, like Pac-Man. Re- really? What do you mean? Like they're missing features? Because I have Hyper Light Drifter on Switch. I just haven't played it. Like they added stuff to it on Switch, but it's not on the PC one. I still remember when we got Secret Rings and Xbox 360 got Sonic 06. My friends shit on me for having a Wii and Sonic Secret Rings ended up being a better game. That's very real. Yeah. I weirdly have grown to love Sonic 06, but I think that's just how it transitions when a game is like bad but interesting. Would I plan on doing a gaming stream? So like yes and no. The problem with me doing a gaming stream at the current moment is I like the way my like game room slash office is set up is just like not ready for it. Like I have a TV here, like literally on my desk, just because I thought maybe I would play games right now. I'm kind of enjoying just chatting to people, but the problem is I just don't have a good setup for it, and second is I don't have the most time for it. Like streaming is very time consuming. The only thing I thought of is maybe I would stream games that I'm planning to talk about in a video, but then I kind of feel like it's more fun to just like put out the video when I do it, and it's easier for me to just play the game on my own time. Like if I did stream, it would be random, and I don't want to do that to people. Um, like just very inconsistent. But I'm happy to chat with people here. This is really cool, and maybe I'll do this every once in a while. Because I do those monthly community posts, and it's cool to kind of interact with people there. But obviously, like live talking is always going to be better. So maybe, big maybe, I'm not sure. But the way things are at this exact moment, I'm not planning to do more gaming streams. I played a lot of custom maps with my cousin growing up. I love the campaigns for 2 and 3, so nostalgic and iconic. Dude, the Blizzard cinematics are like there will never be anything like playing the human campaign and then watching the Arthas like walk into the castle. Like that was like mind blowing when I was like 10. It was like that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was went so hard. Yeah, Warcraft and the intro cinematic for Warcraft 3 so good. I remember when StarCraft 2 came out and I was like games are never going to look better than this. Um, yeah, that was very different time. Yeah, the oh my god, yeah, all that stuff with uh I the advanced games don't have the same composer now as Rush. What's in my current game rotation? I'm juggling four right now. Pokemon ZA, completing DLC, Hyrule Warriors, on Forbidden difficulty. Ooh. Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Silent Hill F on sale. Right now I'm playing Apuna on Wii, which is like a weird Wii RPG. Um, Kind of enjoying it, kind of having problems with it. I'm probably gonna do a video on it still, but it's gonna take some time to finish it. Um, it's really weird. I have it over here. This game hit my table. Um, this game I'm playing right now called Opuna. It's like a really weird JRPG, and it's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, show and tell. Um, I'm playing this right now. I'm trying to get through it. It's I don't want to be too negative. I try not to be too negative about it. It does cool stuff, but it does some like kind of. It's just got a lot of like talking where I am right now in it. Um, Welcome in. My kitty's things bad too. Um, yeah, exactly right. Random Wii games. Um, so Apuna is like it's like you play it with one like you just play with the nunchuck, which is cool. It's got a interesting sort of turn-based combat system. So I'm playing that. I just picked up Kirby Air Riders on Switch 2, which I was planning to play at some point. And I still play Overwatch 2 probably like twice a week at least. So I play a lot of Overwatch 2. Um, Other games on the rotation. I've been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon still, but that game is never leaving the rotation, I think, for the rest of my life. So there's that. Plague Tale Innocence, a movie game, too much handholding. Yeah, I heard that about that one. But they do look cool, those games. I like the rat effect. Is that the one with the just looks like freaky. I haven't played Monster Hunter Stories. I've played very, very little of like one of the 3DS Monster Hunters. Um, it blows my mind how big Monster Hunter is sometimes. Like it's huge, man. Um, if you keep talking about RCT, I'm gonna boot it up. It's right there. I have the controller here. I'm ready to go. Um, I play it on Switch because I'm a freak that likes to play it in touchscreen. Um, Dude, I found this Apuna at a random game store in the East Coast in Canada. Um, and I was just like, that's so weird. Like I never heard of it, and then I looked it up and it was like an RPG, and I'm like, well now I gotta get it. It's kind of expensive. Like 70 Canadian, I think I paid for it. Um, but that was about a year ago, and I've been like, man, I gotta play it eventually. So now's the time. I have a little time off now. I'm like gonna talk about Apuna next, I guess. Um, if they added mouse support to RCT on Switch, I'd be set for life. But I've actually gotten like really proficient at the button controls, like building and stuff. Um, Weirdly, like I really actually like using the controller to build in RCT. The only thing is when I need to like point at menu stuff. Um, like moving a cursor is annoying, but game that never leaves my rotation is Sly Cooper 2. I have my PS Vita on standby whenever I feel like replaying it. I want to play those games. I have the I think I have it on PS3, the collection. I haven't played the Jack games either. I really missed out on a lot of PS1 and 2 stuff. Um, but They do look cool. I hear so many good things about the Sly games. Um, they're like kind of stealth games, right? Like not entirely, I think. Games that never leave my rotation. New Vegas. For me, yeah, like RCT is always on an option. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon. SSX3, I'm always jumping in for a little bit, playing a few tracks. That's a huge part. On RCT on Switch, you hold A and then it point at a piece and it lets you select that part of the track. I know it was like it took me a minute to learn how to do that. Um, but it helps a lot. Yeah, man, it's SSX3 is so good. Yeah. StarCraft Ghost is gone but not forgotten. They had a huge like StarCraft Ghost leak a few years ago. I remember like they had a whole level that was shown off. It could have been better, but you know. So Monster Hunter Stories, yeah, I heard it's like a solid Pokemon clone. Going back to that, and I would like to check it out. I've been thinking of doing a video about like Dragon Warrior monsters, like the old Game Boy Color ones, but I sometimes I'm concerned like talking about Game Boy and Game Boy Color games is kind of hard for people. It's not very like visually interesting. Um, but I really loved Dragon Warrior monsters. I played them on emulators as a kid a lot. Um, and oh, and Digimon Story, yeah, like I hear those are. I have the first two of the new ones on Switch in a collection. Looks so good, but no time. If you have a spare RetroTink, that would be good to know. Good to have. I mean, um, yeah, Ontario boys, right? um, yeah, it was kind of like MGS4. RCT is always always an option. I bought that game. I bought the physical copy of RCT Classic, and then I bought the the digital version on sale recently because I was like, I just want to always have it available. Yeah, Spectrobes. Yeah, I played the first two, and I have the Wii one. I would love to do a video about those games at some point because they're really cool, and they're like I didn't know this, but they're developed by um, like someone who did like another RPG that I'd heard of. Like the same studio got licensed out to by Disney to do. I'm gonna look it up. Spectrobes. The developer was like responsible for some other thing that I was like surprised. Wikipedia is very bright. Uh, yeah, so Jupiter, the company that helped develop Spectrobes, worked with Square Enix to do World Ends with You, which is like what like mind blowing, right? Like um this random like B tier Disney RPG is like they worked on World Ends with You, which is like considered one of the greatest DS games. So yeah, like those Digimon games just take too long. Like my perfect length for an RPG for me is like 50 to 60 hours. That's like any more than that is dangerous territory. Like I really like the Tales of series because most of them you can finish in like 30 to 40 hours. That's like perfectly enough for me. Um, Sly Cooper's genuine peak. There's nothing like it. You'll be happy to hear that Custom Robo was the first video I did on the channel, the GameCube one. So you can go watch a very old, poorly recorded. It's all right. Rusty, clunky, old version, old video. I did for Custom Robo. It could be the Nomura Disney connection helping out. It's a classic now. Custom Robo old video. That game is so cool though. It's got like the weirdest story twists. Like it's like the Matrix suddenly. Spoilers. Um, it's a great GameCube game. Yeah. Um, I haven't thought about covering many visual novels because I don't play too many of them. Uh, but I am considering doing a Ghost Trick game, which is somewhat related. Ghost Trick video about the game. Um, is it really $800 for a retro tank? Oh my god. I need one, but so expensive. I'm waiting for that Abyss port. It's, Tales of the Abyss when that remaster comes out, I'm gonna be playing that. Maybe I'll stream that. I love that game. Um, I don't know. Ghost Trick is amazing. I think Ghost Trick is like nearly a perfect game. Like it doesn't do a lot, to be fair. Like it's very simple, but it's so good. In terms of games I would recommend to anyone, I don't know, like Half-Life 2 probably. Like Half-Life 2 is perfect. I love it. Um cuz there's a lot of games that I like that I know most people won't like. So I wouldn't recommend them to everybody. Um I might have to take you up on that. We'll see. I might just get one. Yeah, for the retro thing. Professor Layton. I heard great things about those games. Missed I missed a lot of good stuff on DS. I realized like when I look back at my DS collection, I had a lot of games that I put tons of time into, but I didn't have like a lot of the cool weird stuff. It was mostly just like the real, the Animal Crossings, the Pokemons. I did have the Digimon. I had Zelda. I didn't play Spirit Tracks though. But so many of those things. Yeah, that Xbox version, nice. Um, yeah, the Half-Life 2 Xbox video, it's all the Half-Life videos are really like what started this channel. Like they really helped boost the initial kind of launch, which was, I mean, perfect for me because I love Valve games. So, um, 400 hours. Yeah, I put a ton of time into Mystery Dungeon Blue. I don't know if it was 400, but it was probably at least like 1 or 200. I remember I had like the last few dungeons unlocked because it goes up to like levels that are like 100 floors long, and I don't know if I ever finished those, but I got really deep into Blue. Um, Professor Layton is must play. Another game I lost the save to. Yeah, I mean, it's like a story based thing, so that's fair. Yeah. The Half-Life port videos, yeah, like they're really they all have their own interesting things. I there is a part of me that like kind of like the Dreamcast one specifically, like there's some misinformation that I put a comment on like to clarify some things, but um it was like pretty early on. The Dreamcast port is cool though. I had fun. My Dreamcast died actually during the filming of that Half-Life on Dreamcast video. Um, and I was originally going to put it, I don't think I put it in that video. I don't remember if I did, but there's literally footage of me like, oh, my like there it goes, like it's dead. Yeah. I eventually got a new one and I got a SD reader, which is like so good. And it just runs everything so fast now. Um, But yeah, those loading times were brutal when running it off of like the, I forget, like CDR is like the burned one, GDR is like what it's supposed to be. Mystery Dungeon is like a very specific like vibe that like if you can't get along with that sort of monotony, like it's like very cozy and comfy, but also I totally get it. Like I haven't played a Mystery Dungeon since the DS one because it was just like the perfect time where I was a kid and I had infinite time to like grind out a Mystery Dungeon game. Funko? There's a Funko behind me? What character is that Funko behind you on the left, your right? I cannot make out any detail. Funko. I don't. That's Little Big Planet. Yeah, yeah, that's a Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet 2 thing. I'll go grab it. Thing. This is yeah, it's a little bookend from the Little Big Planet 2 collector's edition. Um, this is like one of the only collector's editions I bought growing up, and I don't know. I still have it. I don't. It's like it's a good game. I really love those games, but it is kind of weird now. I have one Funko. I'll get it. I got. I was at my game store that I work at, and I got this Eggman because the owner of the store didn't want it, and the I just took it home because I don't know, Eggman, I guess. They're going out of business apparently, right? Like they're saying that they're going out of business. There's rumors that they're, yeah, it's a good one, right? Because he's like got goggles or glasses, so it doesn't really matter. Like, if I was gonna have one, like it's not a bad one to have. I end up with a lot of these little knickknacks. Big Daddy from, oh, that would be good. Yeah, like if it's masked, I don't really love Funko Pops. Um, but if it's like a masked character, it's probably better. Like it's not too bad. They just made way too many of these things, man. My PS3, I don't know if my PS3, what, did my PS3 die after? Oh yeah, my PS3 video in my Graffiti Kingdom video, my PS3 died. So halfway through that video, the footage turns into compa our component PS2. Um, yeah, that's why we need game preservation because these consoles are getting old. I didn't know it did anything uniquely, honestly. Um, I'm not like a super figure like heavy figure collector either. Like I buy most of my like game room collection is pretty tied in just having games, like a library of games. Um I think it is a unique campaign. But I don't know if it's any like gameplay different wise. Yeah, I actually co-opted Sackboy with Matt here in this in the chat. Um, did we finish that? I think we finished Sackboy. It was good. It was like a really fun like Mario 3D Land, exactly like you're saying, or I guess 3D World more like maybe. Um, I really like Little Big Planet. I get that it's not where it used to be, you know? Like I think 3, I don't know if they did a 4. I played the first 2 a lot though. Um yeah, one of the very first things I did on this channel was a short about Little Big Planet. Um because when I first started this channel, I was messing around with shorts. Yeah, we had a solid time. It was good. You know, it wasn't mind-blowing or anything, but there's a single video about LVP. Yeah, I mean, I think handhelds in general, like not too many people cover a lot of handheld games, and then the Big Planet is already like more associated with PS3, so I guess it makes sense. Not a lot of people talking about it. Um, I only know Too Mellow the Goat made a song for it. I'm glad. Oh, nice. Yeah, Resident Evil 2. I haven't played Revelations 2, but I'd really like the first one on 3DS. Um, Resident Evil Revelations 1 was like so good looking. Like it was like one of the best looking 3DS games. I think I got it digital on sale years ago and played it, and it was really good. Um, is it the same kind of thing as like RE5 and 6 then? Like it's same sort of mechanics? Whoa, that's a take. Revelations 2 co-op with friend. We're both just annoyed that it isn't online co-op. Oh, it's only local. That's interesting. Somewhere between 5 and 6. Yeah. Okay. I Ridge Racer. I've really fallen in love with Ridge Racer. Like since playing Ridge Racer 4. Um, I got like the GameCube one. I played that a bit. It was fun. I got the DS one or 3DS one, I think. Um, I played Ridge Racer 64. That was fun. I love those kind of games. Like just arcadey racers are like very simple and fun. Like there's a Switch one like Horizon Chase, which is really good. Yeah, we need a new one. People just don't play those games like I guess as much, right? Like I like Forza Horizon 4. I think I played a lot of that. Um Forza is not the same quite though, but support. Oh, okay. That's cool though. I like that asynchronous kind of co-op is fun. I would end up loving updated. Midtown Mike Midtown Madness. Look, Forza is one of those games though, like it is so weird that it like I think just racing games will never be game of the year, but like Forza Horizon is consistently like so good in my opinion. Like I really liked 4. It was so much fun. I think that was during COVID that I played it on like Game Pass or something, and I just upgraded my PC with like ultra wide monitor. Playing Horizon was like this is the coolest thing ever, man. Mind blowing. Um, Third is cool too. Yeah, chapter was sold separately. Like, oh, I didn't know that they did that for. So if you buy Revelations 2 physical, like, is it complete then still? Like I've seen, I think there's PS3 copies or PS4. Oh yeah, yeah. The setting was great too. I just like the. I think just um I think it's just like the scope of it, like the amount of stuff you can do. I really liked like the Top Gear stuff that you can do. Like those like fun mini games. I didn't like the 5 was Mexico. I didn't get into that one as much. Yeah. Steam versions complete edition is pretty cheap includes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, probably just a season pass then. I really like those Telltale games. I've been meaning to pick up some of the ones I missed, like Back to the Future. I think has a physical copy on PS3. Um, I remember playing the demo of the first episode years ago, um, and really liking that. Yeah, like it just like was a really cool idea with Forza. Um, it just feels like one of those games that like people don't qualify it in the same range, and not saying they don't get praise, but like I think that they might get a little less than they deserve for these kinds of like racing games. Like Gran Turismo 6, I think was that the newest one. Like I heard it was really good, but kind of people don't really care that much, and then they get delisted because they have the licensed cars. Yeah, so that really does change like the perspective of these games. Um, but they're so good. Like maybe not the most creative things ever, but I have no idea what happened to Wolf Among Us 2. The physical copies for some of the other Telltale games are pretty expensive. Like I think there might be a Sam and Max that's kind of expensive. Jurassic Park is decent. There's a Jurassic Park on 360 Telltale that's maybe like $50 Canadian, which is expensive for 360. Um, but Borderlands was really good. The first one, I didn't even like play Borderlands, but I liked the first Borderlands Telltale game. Um, yeah, licensing hurts the racing games by far the most. Um, I don't think Ridge Racer has any though, so they should port those. Bring back all those old. Just make a big dumb collection of Ridge Racer games, please. There's a lot of Telltale games that I wanted to play as well that I just never got around to. Yeah, music licensing. Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. Burnout 3 remastered. I played Burnout Paradise for the first time uh like sometime this year, and it was so fun. I was like, what have I been missing? This is so great. Like, and it's got the DJ from SSX3, like it's so rad. Just like flying through stuff and then getting obliterated on a wall. It was like so much fun. Yeah, I guess that's true, but it is so arcadey that I didn't even really think about that stuff. You're just going for it in that. Burnout 3, is that PS2 then? Or PS2 and Xbox? Okay, so maybe I'll try to find an Xbox copy. I've been meaning to get Outrun 2000 whatever on Xbox as well. That's that game always looked really cool. Oh, okay. I didn't know they were on Cube. Um, I'll have to look into that too. Yeah, Outrun 2006 it looks so cool. I think that one I've played in arcade. Like I was at a retro arcade a few years ago, and they had an Outrun. Um, I think it was Outrun 2006. It reminds me of the. It was like a small single cabinet. So good, so fun. Oh, okay, Outrun 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The soup. Played a lot of Smash Bros over the years. Good old Melee. I was thinking of doing a video about Smash at some point as well. I want to talk about Sakurai games. I just don't know how to do it yet. Because I really love, like, I love me some Smash Bros, man. I love everything about it. Like, Outrun. Outrun's just like good vibes, you know. It's got that's that's so funny. I did the same thing. Well, we played Smash 4, but it's so funny. Yeah, it was we had a esports club, but it was pretty much an excuse to play Dota 2 Star Ladder and Smash for Wii U tournaments. That's all we did. Like we tried to do Counter Strike, I think, but no one got organized to do it. Smash is a series I wish I could get into, but I can't be bothered to learn it, which feels like a shame. It's not. I mean, okay, yeah, Smash can feel kind of weird when I try to think about it objectively. Like controlling in Smash is actually kind of weird, but I mean, it's at least fun as a party game, even if you don't like mess around competitively or anything. Like I think of myself as like casual competitive with a lot of games like that, where like I prefer to play competitive rule sets, but I don't care to like grind out combos or anything. Yeah, exactly. We just try and play Smash every week. Yeah, Sakurai is like feels like the last line of defense in a lot of ways for like Nintendo for me. Like he feels like he just means he still carries so much of like what like 90s 2000s Nintendo was all about. Like I guess what I wanted to do is like talk about with Sakurai is like the way that he creates these like deceptively simple games that just have like heaps of content. Like the way like it's just like his style. It's very interesting. Like very much an auteur, um, in the same vein of like Kojima and stuff like that. Um, yeah, nice. It is now the Smash Club as it should be. Dive Kick. I haven't played Dive Kick, but I've heard of it and it is very funny. Lethal League is very fun as a party game. Um, well, for Smash, it's like if you play standard like fighting games, it's impossible to get into Smash. I feel like, but if you just grew up with Smash, like I did, like I played Smash 64 when I was like pretty young, and just kept playing all the new ones as they went along. Feels natural. Um, I was playing Smash Remix a lot on Analog 3D when I got mine. It's very fun. And I like that you can. I'm not like I don't really love like L canceling and stuff like that. Like all that. I don't know. It's like kind of a dumb mechanic. So I always disable that in like mods like Smash Remix. Um, Sakurai needs to take over as CEO. I don't think he wants to though. I don't think he's interested. Like he runs his own company. Like he's technically doesn't work for Nintendo. He just works like directly with Nintendo. So yeah, I think Sakurai will continue to do his own thing. They're probably going to bribe him to go make another Smash Bros. With like they'll be like, we'll give you like $1 million. Please just make Smash Bros. Um, yeah, I feel like that. I really want to. I have Air Riders. I'm gonna play it eventually. Um, it's in my Switch too. I feel like he's the exactly like you do whatever the heck you want, and I'm sure it'll be like a specific breed of game that we just won't get for anyone else. Um, yeah, I wish they had more like interactions between characters in Smash. Like that stuff would be a lot of fun. Um, for a crossover, it's like it's so much, right? Like I can't blame them for not like recording little interactions between people, but I think if they're making like Smash Ultimate again, like deluxe or whatever, then yeah, they should add that stuff. Assuming they're not just starting from ground up again. Air Riders. I didn't even play the first one that much. I never considered myself like a crazy fan of Air Ride 1. Um but I just like Sakurai and felt like I saw it on sale, like Boxing Day sale in Canada. Like we have a sale thing after Christmas, and I was like, you know what, I'll pick it up. Support my boy Sakurai like that, like he needs it. Um, Dissidia, yeah, that is a fighting game too, actually. Um, Super weird though, right? Like you're flying around and stuff. Yeah. Urs. Yeah, Air Riders, it looks so cool. And I was just like watching him talk about it, and you can just feel like how like he's got such a way of like specifically having this vision of like we're gonna make it really fun and like focus on like the excitement and like you know like it's like very deceptively simple like but then we're gonna also add like 100 game modes and options. We're just gonna like create a sandbox for you to play around with, and like he loves like talking about like numbers. Like he loves like talking about tweaking numbers. I think he's like spent like the last 15 years obsessed with like stats. Like he loves just like boosting stats. It's very fascinating. He gets one for him and one for Smash. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially with how long dev times are now. Like yeah, it's fascinating, and like you can really track it too. Like that's kind of what I wanted to do in a video is like track this sort of progression to like how did we get from Kirby's Dream Land to Kirby Air Riders with like they're both Kirby and they're both simple, but like Kirby Air Riders is like we have 100 characters and like 50 things, and like we're gonna do all this stuff, and like you're gonna lock challenges and all that jazz. Yeah, he likes his gimmicks for sure. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Canondorf. We'll see you next time. Appreciate the support. I know you. I know they like. I love it. The folks that always show up in the comments. It's funny. It's like, oh sweet, like that guy came back and watched the video. Um, Take care though. I don't know how much longer I'll stick around for. I think we're probably gonna do a little bit longer. I kind of just wanted to do this and kind of say hi and thanks for everybody that watches the channel consistently. That's always the biggest thing is like I think small channels like this really ride or die with consistent viewers. Yeah, he makes a game and it's done when it comes out. Like day one patch just adds a few like bug fixes and stuff. Whatever, that's fine. Games on the cartridge, like please give me more. Dusk Diver on Steam, Taiwanese Dynasty Warrior DMC type game. Steam is a dangerous place. Oh, this game. Wait, hold up. I've recognized this logo. Oh, that's weird. It's like a Muso. Enjoy your 4-day weekend. No problem. Thanks for chatting, Neo B. I'm looking at Dust Diver right now. Looks very, looks like the Digimon games actually, like a little bit. Huh. I really like those character action games, but I'm so terrible at Devil May Cry. I love Bayonetta, but I'm awful at Devil May Cry. Just a fun game. Yeah, exactly. That's what else do you need, right? I have definitely seen this game. I don't know where, but this logo is like, was this on Vita or something? Like, we might have got it at my store. It says PS4. I think we got it at our store at some point. I really recognize this logo. 20 hours, 100% had a blast. Yeah, it looks like there's a new one coming. Um, play some of that RCT. I can play it right now. I can play it. I could just click a button and turn it on right now. my my thing is like I remember when I was streaming on Twitch a lot. Like it's kind of tiring. Like it's weirdly tiring to be on a stream for like 4 hours or something. Like, not saying I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here, but it is interesting. Um, but it's actually, time has flown much faster with like people chatting and stuff because back then I didn't have the YouTube that obviously had people that were interested in the first place. So this has been pretty cool. Big goals for 2026 Camobot. I don't know actually. I I I guess I would love to hit 50K by the end of next year. This year it slowed down a little bit because I didn't have like a huge massive hit like Wizard of Oz. Like last year Wizard of Oz completely blew up and took the channel like to double the subscribers or something. No, it's all good. Thank you for showing up anyway. Um yeah, like I don't even know. I'd have to track like my analytics or whatever, but 50K would be good. I try not to set too high expectations, but I think like 50K would be good. Um I'm like I weirdly have this thought of like I'm racing to get to like 100K because that's like the plaque, but someone referenced my Wizard of Oz video. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it is the video for that game, right? So um that's very cool. It's like such an honor almost to like be the guy for a video, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with the channel. Is like I want to make the video for this weird thing. um yeah, I'd say like goals 50K I'd like to reach. I'd like to do more interesting, like maybe opinion, not opinion pieces, but like essays or something like that. um like because game director and composer to work together. I really like, I think is Sakuraba, whoever does the Tales of games. I really love his work. um Director wise, I don't really know who I would want to work with them. I wish that he would work more on, I don't know, like I mean I just like what he does with Tales of. In terms of directors, I love Sakurai, but he already does technically work with Matoe Sakuraba. um I don't know actually. That would be a hard thing. I don't really associate like composers to like specific things like that. Did he really do Dark Souls? That's cool. He works for like Bandai Namco a lot, right? So Um, that makes sense. But yeah, sorry to go back to the goals question. Like, yeah, I think 50K would be cool. I think having a video like anywhere near the success of the Oz one would be really cool. But again, like that's impossible to do. Like I think I just got lucky. It came out around the time Wicked came out. No one had made. See, I don't think anyone had made like a video super deep dive into that game. Naganuma, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, he's so good. That's the Jet Set Radio guy, right? So yeah, he's so great. I throw on the Jet Set Radio soundtrack a lot. Oh, incomplete finishing a series, redoing a game room. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, like okay. In terms of that, I want to continue doing deep dive videos on GameCube RPGs. So like secret, sort of not really secret, but like I've planned to just eventually have like deep hour-long videos about every GameCube RPG, and I'm thinking about doing Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2 this year. Like I did the two Pokemon games, I did Mega Man Command Mission, so that would be good to like continue almost a series like that. Game Room, I'm pretty happy with the way it is. Like it's not a massive room, but it's like this is the whole setup. There's a big TV over there. There's a TV. Um, I'm actually pretty happy with the way this game room came together over the years. Um, so yeah, I do want to RetroTink. I want to upgrade some things. Like I would love to upgrade like the Sega Saturn recording, like with a RetroTink, something like that. Um, I think most of my platforms that I've done videos for have good systems for, you know, recording footage. I've worked a lot on like trying to make it more productive, in not like in that sense, but like in the sense of like making it easy to like record. So I have like a closet. I'm gonna do a game tour, a game room tour eventually. I've been meaning to for a while to like talk about how I do everything here because I think it's kind of interesting and it could help some people who are interested in doing this sort of thing. Um, and I have a lot of like weird oddities and bits and bobs, so maybe it'll be fun. But yeah, like the way I have everything set up, it's actually quite easy to grab stuff out and set up a console, and I don't have to dig through too much stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. It's going to be an interesting year for me. It's I might be pretty busy coming up soon. But we'll see. Try to keep the channel going. Blah, blah, blah. Answer my own question. I would go nuts between collab between John Johannes and Hideki Namanuma. Oh yeah, I mean, Hi-Fi Rush with his music would be awesome. Um, I think it would be cool if he came back for a Sonic game again. But maybe it's not really the vibe anymore. Um, I don't know how to say his Jun Senoue, the Sonic composer, the like one of the main guys. I feel like he doesn't handle like 2D Sonic well, but Nagaduma could do it really well. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I guess like I don't know. I'm really thinking about like next year. I have a lot of plans for videos and stuff, but I try not to be too rigid. So it's I have oh we returned future. Oh, dude, Cyberpunk 2 coming out. I don't know when, but I really like that game, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I want more like I want a really good like Sonic Adventure 2 type game, and I felt like Jet Set or not Jet Set, Bomb Rush was like weirdly close to what I would like out of a new Sonic Adventure kind of game because I love that gameplay style. Um, but who knows? Maybe it'll kind of live up to that because the new one looks kind of interesting. There's a lot of like platforming and stuff like in that one trailer they had, if I remember correctly. Um, so with the, I guess I could use new TV. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this now. um, Spark, I played a bit of the 3D one. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, like a demo. I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. Freedom Planet I really liked as a 2D Sonic, and I haven't played the sequel yet. Um, but I've been thinking about getting it because I really did like the first Freedom Planet. I didn't love the story. The story was a little, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Just a little tropey, like Um, but I really like the gameplay in the first Freedom Planet, so I'll probably get to the second one eventually. Um, hey, thank you, man. Thanks, Red Soul. I appreciate that. Um, we got lots of stuff going. It's going to be an interesting year, and I think for me it's more like I hope that I can continue to have cool games to talk about that people haven't heard of and find new stuff, because there's stuff that I have in a backlog, but there's also stuff that I've never heard of, like that Leica game that I've never heard of. That it's apparently really cool. um yeah, I hope that my new ideas can do well. I have some other kind of essay-ish item videos that I wanted to do. Maybe not, more like game design type videos, because I really love just talking about mechanics and it's like game art and stuff like that. So hey, what's up? How's it going, Sonic Boom? Welcome in. Thanks thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, classic mode is definitely the way to do Freedom Planet, man. It's too much, as the kids say, the yapping is extreme. Yeah. I think next year it's going to be, if everything goes according, um, I'll do an Apuna video, um, talking about that cool RPG, and then I'm going to do more of an essay type video and experiment with that. Um, yeah, and I'm always open to recommendations and stuff too. I know a lot of people comment recommendations, and I always have a big list that I just pour them in. Welcome in, David. That almost feels weird to call it first name basis. Um, yeah, I mean that's sort of what I'm writing on, Emilio. Like I'm hoping that people can feel the same way that I do about a lot of this stuff. Um, cool. Yeah, it's like the hope is that this sort of like niche on YouTube continues to be viable for people, right? That's sort of my biggest concern. As I've been doing this for 2 years now, and it's really been like, uh, it's weird that I never thought I'd be in a point where I'm like really thinking about like what the algorithm is doing and stuff. Because when I started, it was just like, oh, it's working, so I'll do that. But now it's I pretty much like realized I can't talk about Western games. Like, if you even go on the channel right now and you look at the last 10 videos I did, you can clearly see that people do not watch, or at least YouTube does not recommend, Western developed games like Red Steel or Roller Coaster Tycoon. And you could argue that they're maybe less interesting. So I can't blame people, but I'm not gonna never gonna be like, it's the people's fault, you know. um, but yeah, it's we're just trying to enjoy cool stuff and share it with people, and I think that's been the best part about doing it. Yeah, it is. It is kind of weird that people seemingly don't care much about Western games because you'd think that they are pretty popular. It's people do buy these games. My favorite game to make a video on this year, probably Nights or Fragile Dreams. Um, I always forget what I've even done in a year. I forgot that Graffiti Kingdom was the start of this year. Was January. Uh, I was looking at that recently, and I was like, oh, that was this year. Um, yeah, I really like doing Virtual On because I was very nostalgic. Like I have a lot of nostalgia for Virtual On in the arcades and stuff. So that was really cool to play. Um, I'm glad you liked that one. Yeah, yeah. Automodelista was a big get. It was really surprising that it was popular with people. Because that one I kind of just played it and in a like 2 days and then did a video about it and it worked out really well. People liked it. The Forest Stage song in Nights is so great. The Nights soundtrack is really solid. Although when I played it, I think I had like 3 weeks where I just had da, 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 in my head, like, like in because everything in that game is constantly playing. Da, 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 da. Um, but yeah, Nights was one of those games where I knew I would like it, and then when I played it, I really liked it. Virtual On, I have played the Dreamcast one very briefly. I know that it might be more like technically complex and like more deep and like generally better, quote unquote, but I don't have that nostalgia for it. So I talked about it pretty briefly. If at all. I don't remember exactly, but I was really mostly focused on sharing like the arcade sort of experience with that game and like growing up because when I was a kid, I lived in Asia, in Singapore actually, and there was an arcade there that had Virtual On. We played a lot. That was like the early 2000s. So, and then when I came back to Canada, I had lots of Virtual On too. There was still one at a movie theater that I grew up with. um, I've been that's a game I was thinking of doing is Kirby Canvas Curse and Rainbow Curse. I might do a video on because Rainbow Curse has such a cool art style and the gameplay is just kind of interesting. I've always been curious about those ones. And I like Kirby. Kirby's cool, so I might do a video about those ones. Um I'm not like a diehard Kirby fan, but I played a lot of them uh as a kid. So, yeah. I was so young. I have no idea how much the arcades were. Um, I was like 5 maybe playing Virtual On. Like I was very young. Um, yeah, but the Canadian one was like playing a lot. What? You're a local pinball? Damn, I gotta go to your pinball arcade, play some Virtual On, man. I could actually beat that game now, so it would be perfect. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Art by Mirak. Um, yeah, Rainbow Curse is really cool. That's on the list. I'm always thinking about like what people would be interested in seeing, but also what I want to talk about. And sometimes those things overlap, and sometimes they don't. Um, like Automodelista, it overlapped perfectly. Nights, it overlapped. Um, I know, man. Like, go play that Virtual On right now. Get out of here. North Carolina. It's a bit of a ride. I remember I had a friend that lived in the West Coast, like San Francisco or something, and I think there was a Virtual On there. Someone mentioned and I was like almost like, damn, I could go visit my friend and then play virtual on. Just rip it down. Let's go. It's not that hard. Just like don't jump too much. That's the biggest takeaway. Unless they have it on like really high difficulty, maybe it'll be too hard, but well, where I am in Toronto, I don't think there's a single arcade. There's arcade scene in like retro arcade scene in Toronto is not great. We have a few, but they're good, but it's not the same. Um, because I remember like going to Vegas at the Pinball Hall of Fame, and they had so many arcade games there too, and it was awesome. I did a short about that actually. Um, I remember years ago seeing a Virtual On cabinet on sale for like $12,000, and I was too young and broke to buy it. But nowadays I genuinely would consider it. Not that I can afford 12,000 that easy, but I would consider it. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Seattle is the best place for that stuff. I feel like West Coast United States has so many like arcades still around and like um yeah. Rystar? Is it Ristar or Rystar? I've played it. I actually really like it. I don't think I finished it, but it was really fun and I love the graphics too. Um it's Did they ever make other ones? I think I've only played the Genesis one. Montreal has barcades. Yeah, Ottawa. I don't know if Ottawa would have much of a scene there, but like in Toronto there's one called Tilt that's pretty good. They have like a cruisin', I think, and everyone has a Daytona, but Daytona is always good to play. Um, is it Ristar or Ristar? I couldn't beat the final boss, but I loved it. Only one game, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, it's a cool game. I love the mechanic, like the stretching arm and grabbing stuff and whatever. It's just fun. Um, the problem with Virtual On is the twin stick is so important to like that game, like to feeling right with that game. Um, the twin stick on the Saturn is is pretty much close. Like it's close enough that it's really good and very faithful. Um, but it's like it's also the vibe. Like you can play it on controller. The vibe's not the same. One doesn't have a Daytona. We had a Dave and Buster's in Toronto that had a Daytona. I don't know if they have it anymore, but it was like the full eight seat Daytona with like the CRTs still. And this was like maybe 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, and it was awesome. Like the full set Daytona. No one was playing it, but I was playing it. Yeah, on rail shooters, House of the Dead 2. Oh, arcade stuff like early 2000s arcade is like my jam, man. Like I love late 90s early 2000s arcade games. um they're just so like unique and underrated and like underappreciated by like average people now because it's impossible. You can't really justify, like you can't recreate that genuine authentic experience. Like I was in when I was in high school. This is maybe like mid 2010s. Um, aging myself there. There was a bowling alley that had a House of the Dead 2, and I remember I was like, this might be my last chance to play House of the Dead 2. And then we played. I convinced one of my buddies. I don't remember who it was. To just sit there and pump quarters into House of the Dead 2 and finish that game in an arcade booth because it was like, and it was the last time I ever saw like a functional House of the Dead 2. And it was so good. I love that game. And it gets so hard, and it's not even fair. Like the thing is flying so fast, but yeah. SS controller adapter for PC Windows, but I may flash to connect the twin stick. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. I guess I'm not surprised. There's always something for something. There's always a way to make it work on PC. Uh, Maybe I would have to do that sometime. I was thinking of getting the Dreamcast one and playing the Dreamcast one a bit. I also have the PS2 Virtual On Mars that I wanted to play. Vanishing Point. Ooh. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Wait. Oh, actually, I don't know this one. This looks cool. Is it more of like a Ridge Racer-y type thing? Oh yeah. What do we do with it? Make it a condo. That's terrible. Yeah, I mean, hey, people need houses, I guess. Um, I like arcades though. Um, I'm very passionate about arcades. I technically, I don't want to say too much, but I do work in arcades. So, like, my main job is arcade related. So, yeah. PS2, PS3 Virtual On supports online play as well as our. So there we go. I'll just do that. I really should have bought. I had it in my hands in when I visited Japan last year or so ago. I had the PS2 Virtual On copy. It was only like $20 or something. I should have bought it. Um, yeah, I think my thing is yeah. I find personally, like, while I'm entirely capable of making emulate like setting up emulators and doing all that stuff, I tend not to bother with it very much these days. Like, I used to be all like, set up emulation for whatever game I wanted or whatever. um but I don't mess around with it too much. I haven't even homebrewed. Like, I was thinking of homebrewing a PS3 I have that's got a broken disk drive, and I just haven't done it. I'm just too lazy. Too much effort. And I'm very like, I've really come like, I just all physical media now. Like, if it's, I would rather buy a Japanese copy of Virtual On and play that. Like, that's kind of where I am nowadays. Um, I just like having physical media, and it feels so important to me. Yeah, dude. Oh, custom, like, there's so many cool, like, yeah, those early 3D games. I love Crazy Taxi. That stuff is so fun. I mean, like, you could technically count Guitar Hero as part of that. Like, there were cabinets for Guitar Hero. Um, I love Guitar Hero, and well, Rock Band, I played a lot more Rock Band than Guitar Hero, but it's same game. I love the Jurassic Park shooter game. I forget if that was Lost World or not. That one's really good. Yeah, so much of that stuff. Working with games has ever made you not play as much? I know it's a common issue people have working with their hobby. Um, I I don't know if it's. I think the YouTube has actually encouraged me to play more games than not. But yeah, I mean, my main job isn't quite game dev, so it's like, yeah, not quite the same. But and I work at the video game store, so I work at a video game store on Sundays. Um, and that has actually been more so affecting the way I play games than anything else, because now I like think about like the values of games and like collecting and rarity and that sort of thing. So that's really changed my perspective, and I think you can tell when I like talk about games on the channel. Like, I always feel the need to like talk about how rare something is, and I don't really care at the end of the day. Like, to me, a game being rare is more just like an interesting anecdote about the scarcity of it than like than anything to do with the quality of the game or like collecting or like investing. Don't invest in game collecting, please. I always tell people like do not collect games to invest as like monetary. Um, that's a whole ramble, but yeah, that's sort of how I feel about it. Um, yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, if you don't collect retro anymore, that's fine. But yeah, like having a collection on a bookshelf to me is like just good for the long run. Um, so it's really disappointing, like with Switch 2 and the game key cards and stuff. That's been really hard for me as like a player and collector of games. Yeah, exactly. Don't collect for investment. Some people do though. Like I remember during the pandemic especially, I would have people come to my shop and be like, oh, like, is this worth keeping like for 10 years and maybe it'll go up in value? I'm like, no, I don't know. Like buy it because you want to play it or like because you like it and you want to collect it, but don't buy it because you think it'll be worth like $100 more in like 10 years. Come on. Um Mario 64 Dreamcast port? What? That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess because it's decomp, right? So, or recompiled, whatever. Yeah, well, Emilio, I think the thing for me is like I've played a lot more unique games because I'm incentivized to do that now, but it's also meant that I've played a lot less new games than I wanted to. Like I probably would have played Expedition 33 or like I don't know, some of the other Resident Evil 4 remake. Own it and I haven't gotten around to it because I do the YouTube. So it is a bit of a trade-off, but I don't mind cuz I prefer the stylings of retro games, retro mid 2000s games a lot more generally speaking, so it hasn't hurt me too much. um exactly, it's nice when something you see is like worth more than when you bought it, but it's really not the objective here. Like I have a ton of PS3 games. Those are like worthless. PS3 games, the average one is like $15 maybe Canadian. So, but I have them because I want them and I eventually will get back to a lot of these games. Most of the time I'm collecting games because I want to play it eventually. I just haven't had the time to. So, or been in the mood. So, um I when I did the Cubivore video, I bought the copy from some guy online and oh my god, that was a lot of money, but I liked it and it was worth it. And now I'm glad that I own it. Like I don't really care that it's I remember like there was a Scott the Woz video or something where he's like how do you have so many games, and he's like cuz I spent more money, and that's pretty much it. Like I have a lot of games cuz I spent money in foolish ways. Yeah, the key cards, man, they're brutal. I only own 4 Switch 2 games, and I think I would have twice that at least if they had not done key cards for them. Like I would have bought Street Fighter 6 on Switch. I would have eventually bought Final Fantasy 7 when that comes out on Switch, but it's key card, so I'm not going to bother. Um, Lots of stuff. And you know what? I know I'm in the minority though, so what can you do, right? So if we get a Logan Paul saying that we should all buy GameCube games, we're gonna be ruined for life. It'll be done. I also don't play new games that much. My Steam Analytics played. Oh, really? You only played? Yeah, 2% of new games. Well, the other thing is that there's so many games. Like everyone has got a backlog. Games are not like movies where you can just like finish one in a night and move on. Like, playing a new game is like a commitment to at least a week. And um, yeah, try not to put that out in the universe for sure. Um, but yeah, there's just so many. Like I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I think they could just stop making new games for like 3 years, and I'd be fine because I have so many things that I could do, that I could still play. Spiral 5 and Falco Gurgis. That's interesting. Virtua Fighter 4. Dreamcast homebrew scene is awesome. I appreciate it a lot. Um, I don't even know what they're doing out there, but it's cool. All right, it'll get worse. The memories, yeah. Well, the console prices are crazy because of the RAM prices and stuff like that. I do hope, yeah, I do hope that they get away from the key cards. It's a little bit ridiculous how we've gotten to this point where it's like when a game comes out, I have to like think about if I actually want to get it because it's not even on the cartridge. Like, what's the point of me spending $80 full price, whatever it is? You know, some of them are 100 now, for a game when I don't even own it. Like, at that point, I just buy it digital. But then if it's digital, then why would I pay full price for it if I don't own it? Because they never, like, the game industry did not give us those savings. They kept that savings to themselves by not printing the copy. Like, that extra money that they earn is pure profit for them. So I don't know, it's a little ridiculous. Like, yeah. Um I don't know. It's a big mess. I was down to play like FF7 remake on my Switch again. I haven't played it since it came out, and seemed like a cool way to have it, but then it's not on the cartridge, so what's the point? I can just hook up my PS4 or something and play the actual copy that I own. Um, I don't have a lot of PS4 games, but I kept that one because it's on the disc. So, and I don't have a PS5, so can't can't do that. Oh yeah, yeah. The Star Ocean 2 I heard was really good. I didn't finish the first remake they did. Like, I bought Star Ocean R or whatever it was on Switch forever ago, and I liked it, and I wanted something kind of Tales of like, but I didn't finish it. They haven't shared any of those saying saving, yeah, savings from cutting fit. Yeah, exactly, right. Um, PC is probably going to be the place to be for like what I would consider like core gamers. You know, I hate using, like, I hate the lingo, but like it's the best way to describe it. Like, people that are genuinely interested in playing games. I think most of us will probably move to Steam Deck or PC because it'll be the most affordable, and and it's like the least centralized, right? Because like Nintendo, they want you to drop $100 on their store because they get all 100 of those bucks. Um, and that's why they don't want you to go to GameStop or whatever third party to buy your games, and they don't want you to own it because then they can't resell it to you in like 20 years or whatever. Um, yeah, I've felt for a while now that like I said it earlier on the stream, like, if we're done with physical, I'm probably just gonna play indie games on a Steam Deck, and that'll be the extent of my gaming. Um, because the indie devs are making the things that I like, and so, why would I stick around for like PS5 stuff? And that's all gonna be on PC anyway. Series X would be your yeah. I felt that way about Switch 2 right now. Um, like, Switch 2 feels like it could probably be the last Nintendo console I buy. Um, unless they keep things exclusive, maybe. Um, like, because Nintendo, to me, I think growing up with Nintendo games, I'm sort of set into that that gameplay style, so it's hard to say no to like new Nintendo consoles. But I'm definitely buying a lot less on Switch 2 than I was on Switch 1. I bought so many Switch 1 games, partially because I was graduated school at the time, like, so I just had disposable income, um but it was because it was physical copies that I knew I could keep for later. So exactly, right? Yeah. I've got plenty of cartridges lying around, plenty of discs. I could still play those for years to come. Um, yeah, assuming I can take care of my PS3 and whatever, I'll be playing those forever. Um, Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't agree. Like I get some comments sometimes on the channel that are like, oh, new games are not doing anything good. Like everything, the older games are better, and I don't know if I agree with that per se. There's just so much of it that it's easy to miss the good stuff, um, and it's like overwhelming. Like it's just an overwhelming amount of new games that you have to dig and find the cool indies that are doing all the good stuff. Um, yeah, like, and because there's lots of great games, old and new. Um, yeah, exactly. Like their business model is pretty scummy these days. Like, um, I bought Mario Kart World for 110 Canadian or something ridiculous. Um, yeah, exactly. But I think I get comments from all kinds of people, and they're just like not as on the pulse of what's coming out. And I don't, blame people for that. But I think it's gotten hard. It might be a little bit of like kind of grandstanding. But I think it is for some people. It's hard to like find genuinely unique experiences when like you're probably just hearing about like, oh, Ghost of Yote or whatever new PlayStation game, and then you play COD, and then that's it, right? So from that point of view, as someone who just plays like the new Call of Duty and the odd PlayStation exclusive, you probably think that gaming is way less creative than it was when you grew up. So I get that, but I understand where they're coming from. It's just, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. Too much cool stuff, frankly. Um, yeah. With Nintendo, the game prices are out of hand and they aren't better games than on Switch 1 is my problem. Like they saw the opportunity that PlayStation presented them by increasing the price. And they're like, well, Nintendo games are worth that much to me too, so we're gonna charge $100 too. Um, and that's where we are now. I don't know what it's like in the States. Like games are what, 80 USD, and then I don't know what taxes, depends on the state you're in, I guess. Um, but here in Canada, they're 110, I think. Yeah. People in this chat barely look at the mainstream. I mentioned earlier and that this era of gaming is the closest to PS2 era in originality. Indie games are at that. Yeah, no, I agree. That's the thing. Like I agree that indies are doing some really creative stuff. The only thing that I think though is that there's less like opportunities for genuinely new ideas. It's usually like a elaborating on a previous idea in a really good way, and I'm not saying that like they're doing it poorly, um, but it would be like an existing idea that's been improved or mixed up in a unique way, and that's not bad. And I'm happy to see that. Um, exactly. There's not enough time to sort through the billions of games that are coming out these days. Um, Immersive sim, Control Alt Ego. Think it's been gaming is the best it's ever been. People just don't experiment with small. That is true, and I do think that like there is a part of me that is missing a little bit of that because there is like some there's so many cool things that end up on Steam but don't get to reach the point of being on console. So I do miss out on because I don't really game much on PC other than like my PC gaming is mostly like competitive, like Overwatch or Deadlock. I play that. Um, so my PC games are because I think partially because I work on PC, I don't really want to like sit at my desk and like play through a Steam game. I should probably get a Steam Deck, but too much money. wait for a Steam machine or a Steam Deck 2 or something. Um, yeah, it's exactly right. It's so easy to get caught up in like the farming games and the roguelikes. Like roguelikes have gotten a little out of hand. And I understand why they are, because it's so easy to produce like expansive amount of content in a roguelike. But yeah, there's definitely some categories that indies could improve on. Um, yeah, Obra Dinn, that one looks so cool. I'm actually planning to play that one sometime soon. Um, that one looks awesome. Is that on Switch physical? I might get a physical copy if I can, even if I have to like eBay it. I want to get a physical copy because that game looks so cool. Just the visual style. That's a category. I think gameplay mechanically, like in indie games, is maybe more stagnant than I wish it was. But visually, indie games are just killing it. Like every game is killing it. Like we're getting photorealistic AAA games. We're getting these beautiful, like exploring new art styles, like games that look like they're made out of paper, games that are like this 2-bit graphics. We're getting like I played Crow Country again, like just a few weeks ago. It looks like a pre-rendered PS1 game. The art styles are killing it, but it's not, to me. The gameplay has stagnated a little bit, just a little bit. Not saying it's bad, but just a little bit. Like people are throwing names at me. I'm like, what? Wuppo? Oh yeah, you should play. You should play Wuppo. That's what I mean. Like, there's so many games. Wuppo Definitive Edition. I don't know why this like kind of reminds me of Pikuniku that was on Switch years ago. Is it kind of like that? Looks very charming. Very very sweet. I don't know if I'm saying Pikuniku right. It was like a little red guy. Pikuniku, maybe. Uh, that game was funny. I remember playing that on Switch very early on. Oh, okay. Add it to the list. Add it to the pile. For 330, yeah, exactly, right. And that's the other thing, is the indies are coming out and they're like $5 for a cool game that you can finish in an afternoon or whatever. And then like, you know, another thing will be like, Ubisoft will be like, give me $130 to like, I don't know, play the same game for the 15th time. I say that as I'm like genuinely considering buying the Avatar game. Yeah. There's like, it's just the art styles. Like all the art styles are so good. Like visual, Bomb Rush, such a good like throwback to Jet Set Radio's art style. Wappo was amazing. Oh, it's all good. I think I can afford a $3 game uh for myself if I need. If I do decide to check it out, I'll put it on my wish list though. Um, yeah, there's so much cool stuff on Steam. I have some friends in game dev, and it's interesting because like each of them are in different like categories of game dev. Like one of them works AAA all the way down to like tiny indie, and it's really fascinating to see like the differences in their like point of views on game dev. And um yeah, it's the scope of the industry is very interesting right now. The guy that made Short Hike was my TA when I was in university. He was the nicest guy. And I remember he was like, this is before he did Short Hike, and he was like talking to us about games he was working on. um Short Hike is so good. I love that game. It's fantastic. I've bought it twice. Yeah. It's I need to get a physical copy of that game too, but I think it's kind of expensive. Um that happens a lot for me. Like I'll buy an indie game and then I took a game dev course when I was in school in Toronto, and he was like doing the TA for that. Um, I took illustration though. I was a art school boy. Yeah. This is where you end up when you go to art school. You don't do art. You do YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, so I did illustration. Um I have no art in of mine in here though. Oh, I might have some stickers around and stuff like that leftovers because I used to do like art like tabling a little bit, very briefly, not very long, but I did it a little bit. Yeah, it was good times. Yeah, I'd like to do more art, but first time trying a small game dev, dude. Honestly, like that's the one thing I couldn't do is I loved I like the brief time I did game dev. It was so much fun for me, but I my brain does not work with programming. Um, I went to art school, so that's how I explain it. But I love it, and I think honestly, do it because you never know. Like, make cool stuff and just see what happens. Um, that's kind of how I got here. Honestly, is like just making videos about stuff that I wanted to do. Make a game that you want to see exist, and then it sounds so cheesy. I hate that cheese ball sort of, you can do anything if you try hard, because it's not true. The market is hard, but you never know, right? So yeah, it's fun. Game dev is so much work though. Like, i'm I'm the at that point, be the change in the world you want to see. Exactly. um I'm at that point myself where, like, I know what it's like just a little bit. I know just a little bit of what it's actually like to make a game, and that's enough information to be like, any game that exists is like, oh my god, you did it. Like, thank god you actually published this game. Um, unless it's like garbage AI slop or something, but that's a different story. Yeah, like games that are different in gameplay are a lot rarer these days. But sometimes there's like a good mix on a game, like an existing sort of tweaking the basic mechanics of an existing game, and that's really cool. Um, yeah, like, trying to think. Well, I mean, like Crow Country is very basic, but art aesthetically is really good. Um, the Big Catch Tackle Box is a standalone 11-hour game in its own right. Teaser for the Big Catch, GOTY of 2024. Tackle Box. Oh, I think I saw you recommend this. Did you recommend this in a comment? Um, I feel like I recognize this. It does look very cool. Too many cool games. It's a miracle any games are good. Yeah, that is the takeaway when you yeah, exactly. Making my own game, like, it was like, this sucks. This is like not even as like it's like the most basic game ever, and it took me like 10 hours. I would love to help publish games. If I had a ton of money, I would love to help market and publish indie games, because there's so many cool things coming out. So many talented people making cool stuff. Um, 50 hours. Wow. You're grinding that thing. I want a platformer to like really catch me again sometime. Like, I haven't played a 3D platformer in a while that's like really like blown me away. Um yeah, yeah. I think that the more things get like overly saturated, the more that people will start mixing things up and like trying new ideas. So I think we're getting close to being in a new sort of wave of like creative games. Like I think the evidence is clear. Like the Game Awards, like a lot of the winners were indie or like just like double A. Um, I do wish there was a category at the Game Awards for like small studios, like genuinely like 10 people max. But you know, oh nice. Speedrunning record. Art majors turning side quest style jobs into a career. English majors 100% doing the same since programming is impossible. I'd love to work on games, but all I know is to do is edit writing. Dude, I know it's how it goes. Like, you know, I do my main job, but like this is really where the passion lies. I had to like almost force myself into doing gaming stuff related. Because you know it's not easy like being just a straight two-dimensional artist in 2026 as we are approaching is hard. This is not, you do not want to just be a 2D artist in 2020, whatever, honestly, any 2020. um it's not easy, and I feel you, English majors. uh, List incoming, all right, hit me with your creative gameplay. Yeah, exactly. Like there needs to be a new category for genuine like miniature studio indies. Um Thanks for chatting, Bobby. Take care, man. Enjoy your meal. Um Looking forward to the new year, man. Yeah. It's gonna be a big one. I do think I'm probably gonna hop out soonish. I was aiming for 6 o'clock and we're already almost there, so but I do want to see that list. I want to see that. Give me your creative games. So, okay, here's the thing though. I was thinking recently, in terms, speaking of creative gameplay mechanics, we are getting like dangerously close to ruining the potential for interesting gameplay mechanics because of the consolidation of like control schemes and outputs. Like, I had this idea recently that like the Switch 2 is the last sort of like creative quote unquote input controller wise, and like PlayStation 5, you have a touchpad, I guess, you have gyro, haptic feedback is nothing, like that doesn't add anything to gameplay mechanics. Xbox is dying, and if we all centralize around PC, as much as I think that is the way it's got to go, we're going to get really bad when it comes to exploring new concepts in terms of like input, like the DS, the yeah, gyro and back buttons, right? Take care. Thanks for stopping in. Um, like gyro is, I guess, the newest thing, but even that, it's not really. It's more like a new way to do an input. It's not like a genuinely new thing like touchscreens were, um, and motion controls were. Where I do feel like when if Nintendo wasn't around, we would be completely out on like cool new input mechanics, which is like such an easy way to make new gameplay concepts. Um, and I think that if we lost that, we'd be really at risk of like being really stagnant in terms of gameplay. Because at the end of the day, if everyone's using the same controller with the same buttons and the same graphics cards and the same CPUs, it's like, what do we do? We're making the exact same thing, same 4K monitors. Um, like it's probably not a good place to be for like creative gameplay. um I just realized my description said I would play games, but I did not play games. Dual stage triggers, yeah, I mean like stuff like that is simple, but it's like good ideas, right? um i I do prefer digital triggers for a lot of games, but there's a lot of games where those things are cool and interesting. Um, I've I've been a proponent of the black and white buttons. Should have never left. I really like them on the OG Xbox. Like I feel like why did we get rid of them? They weren't hurting anybody. They were just useful for like side buttons, like flashlights or maps or whatever. Um, I remember when I was playing Witcher 3, I played it on PS4 originally, and the the map, you would hold down a button to open the map instead of the basic main menu. And I was like, why isn't this just part of a black and white button that is just like on the side that I can click and just set shortcuts? More games need that stuff. Um, but the dual stage triggers are very they're good for Mario Sunshine. I guess you use them a little bit in Wind Waker. I don't know many other games. Yeah. Well, the thing is with PC is like you don't have the like the mass adoption that you do with consoles. Like I think that um the last 5 years or so have really been showing that like everything is moving toward like a PC culture almost with games. Like the consoles are all kind of pretending to be PCs, and I don't think that's a good thing for the game industry as a whole in the long run. Um, like a DS style gamepad, yeah, like these sort of things would be great, and they allow you to do new and interesting things. Um, like the Wii U, but usable. um, but I think with the PC market, it's like way too split up. Like think about like um Half-Life VR, like Half-Life Alex. I played that game and it was my favorite game of whatever year that was, 2021 or whatever. And that was amazing. I loved uh Half-Life Alex, but nobody played it because it's VR and you have to pay like a lot of money to get your PC even to run it. Um all right, let's see. Jusant. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's like the climbing one. Vampire Survivors, true. Yeah, I love Tome. Tome is amazing. Um, Tome is so good. Viewfinder, I still haven't played, but it's very cool. That's true. Okay, that's a good list, but we're not like getting the same mind blowing new improvements these days. I do think my point still stands, but I do. Yeah, you are right. There are some really cool ideas. I really like Tome. Tome is so good. I was replaying it recently. It's so fun. So creative. Um, and Vampire Survivors I got really into pretty late though. I don't know what dot age is though, or is this an acronym? Oh no, interesting. Nintendo controllers, God, they always kept things interesting. Dude, the Wii has so many cool creative games that just like, yeah, they're not like perfect. They're a little janky, rough around the edges, but they're very creative and different. And you can't even emulate a lot of them because they're like not quite the same. Um, Touchpads on Steam Deck is a good addition. Yeah, I do like that, but it's more of like a accessibility thing. I feel like. I mean, I've only messed around on a friend's Steam Deck once, but those touchpads are more like just so you can use a mouse, right? Um, but Tome is so good. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I didn't catch a lot of the Swedish puns, but it was very like charming, and I totally when it was like I found out it was like a Swedish thing, I was like, oh yeah, that's the vibe for sure. That's the vibe. Yeah, good games with unique mechanics. Yeah. I think like, there's room for improving on existing things, but it's I think people have begun to feel this sort of like, yeah, there's not too many huge advancements. Yeah. All right, guys. I think it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna hop out here though. Um It's been so good chatting with all of you guys. I need to go eat something. I was only expecting to stay for a couple hours, but it's awesome that we got to talk this whole time. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a convergence, Red Soul. I think it's just going to be like everything is a console PC. But resort was called Basto, which is on in every area. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate all the help and all the viewership and the comments, and I don't even know. I'm really bad at like receiving and giving compliments, but know that I genuinely do appreciate all this stuff. It's been really cool. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't stay on super long for everyone to come in and out, but thanks for popping in and saying hi. Um, thanks for the chat, guys. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2026. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.